And I went like this. I go, it's so funny because I saw him do that, and I went, and I closed my fist. And as I was taking a picture, I go, why are you closing your fist, Brian? Why? I just lost. I didn't know what to do with my hands. I went, I'm gonna do this too. And I was like, if Brendan sees this, it's gonna be the most embarrassing fucking.
I saw it because our fans were like, can you believe Callan's doing this?
I made a fist in our picture. And I want to apologize.
No, not in our picture.
I mean,
I would never allow
with
that.
With a fan at San Jose.
Brian took a picture in San Jose, and somehow people tagged me on it.
Don't
You're
know what
making a
happened.
fist like a fighter.
I didn't mean it.
And then this is the other problem. When we now went off air, you keep telling me about your boxing.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. Hey, man.
No, hold on. No, hold on.
Yeah.
I can't emphasize enough.
Yeah.
Just hear me out here.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm all ears here. Yeah.
How
Hold on.
I
Careful
don't
now.
give a
hey,
fuck.
It's my dream, man.
No, it's not. No, but listen.
My nose is sore.
I would
Wait, touch my nose. Just touch it.
No. Hey,
it's tender. It's
listen,
tender.
Listen,
tender.
But listen, I know you're into boxing stuff.
Yeah.
I would rather you share your wife's dreams with me at night than your boxing.
No, but come on,
Can
dude.
we make that any clearer?
But dude, my right,
I
my
would
left.
rather you tell me your wife's day.
My hands up.
What Amanda's day was like.
But you want to
tell
hear
me
about my
your
body?
boxing.
Like I'm working body now. Like I'm learning how to get low and look.
And then the fans tag me. They're like, "Can you believe he made a fist?" Because I make fun of people who make fists. I make fun of fighters that make fists.
That's what happens when you train at AKA and you're around fighters. All of a sudden, if you're there and then you're around a bunch of guys from AKA and they come to your show, and all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I'm friends with fighter. That guy's making a fist. What? Why am I doing this? I knew. The minute I did, I go unclench your fist.
I had to send it to the rest of our friends who are gonna despise it too.
Yep.
Dalia, Rogan.
Send it to Dalia.
I sent it to him.
You saw that?
I
Did you see the text that he sent me, Dalia, on? He gets so mad when I fucking.
Remember, they can't see your text.
Yeah, that you can hear it though. It's really funny. Did you? This is.
You guys have been live for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
All right, cool.
Cry, baby.
He's in Australia.
Oh, yes?
You get me all mad.
This is
Get
Dalia?
me all mad on social media. Rolling around. Fucking your fucking
don't have to
nose
look
up.
at it. They can't see it.
You're 50. You don't need to roll around with these young guys my age.
Why is he talking like that?
Because half a century.
Half a century.
Oh.
So find the exits and leave the dojos.
The dojo.
Okay? You get me all fucking mad. So.
He's so silly. He's hilarious.
My
Yeah,
son,
he's in Australia
my
right
son
now.
is, speaking of dramatic, my son is very dramatic. My son this morning made me laugh so hard. He's sitting there eating breakfast. He's going like this, smacking his legs. I go, what's up? And he goes, I don't know. I go, what? He goes, don't have a whole lot of power in my legs.
Really?
I may not be able to go to school today.
That's hilarious.
So I go,
You should
really?
be like, all right, let's start.
Yeah, don't have a lot of power in my legs, so I think I'm going to sit home at school. Well, I go,
That's
well, you're
hilarious.
not, but
You
thank you.
should have gave him the day off. It was so easy to get the day off when I was a kid. Now not so much, right?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of power in my legs. Smacking them.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's something I would do.
Hey, we've changed because we white truffle now.
Oh,
we
dude.
white truffle certified.
Well, you guys need to.
Oh, you're about to say
understand-
because we're live? We are live.
We're live.
It's our first live finding the kid.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting, but you know what? We no, you're right. We had a
We truffled up.
We had a white truffle feast at Via
We
Veneto.
truffled up.
We truffled
I
the
held a
fuck
truffle.
up. They shaved them onto our vanilla ice cream.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
It was too much.
Yeah, the vanilla ice cream was
It
one
was-
step too far.
Like we had like a 5-course meal. There was white truffles on everything.
How about that steak though?
It was good.
Yeah.
The pasta is what you want to go there for.
That's where you
the
want to go,
pasta is
yeah.
the moneymaker.
Unbelievable.
Pasta's the moneymaker.
The moneymaker.
You real quick, you eat that many white truffles, you
Shit
shit in
your
your
pants.
pants.
Yeah.
It was a bad idea.
Yeah.
You know, I
You
woke
can't
up.
have a whole
I
mushroom.
woke up in the middle of the night and threw up.
Yeah, you can't eat a
Yeah,
whole
yeah, that's a
mushroom.
bad idea.
Because you know what it is? It's the
fungus.
creams. It's the cheese, the creams, and all the
Now I fuck with cheese and
truffles.
creams all the time.
Yeah.
It's the truffles.
Yeah, the truffles. You can't have that many. We went a little overboard with the truffles.
We went.
We
went truffle crazy. We went
ate
truffle crazy.
$1,500 worth. I didn't pay that, but we probably, if you were charged regular prices, probably would have cost us $1,500 worth of white.
We went truffle crazy.
We went truffle crazy.
Too much truffle.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not feel good.
No, you can't eat that many, because it's a fungus that lives under the ground, 6 feet under the
It
ground.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Pigs.
You know what I
love it.
mean? Pigs eat it. But it's a good experience, though. And it smells like nothing you've ever smelled in a way, right?
It smells like my kid's feet.
Yeah.
After he's done playing outside.
Yeah.
It smells like
mixed with some poo.
It smells not really shitty. It smells like a fungus, like a dirty sock, like a dirty gym sock.
And you shave that on your
So strange, man.
It is. It's really
delicious
strange.
meal, but too many truffles for us.
Delicious meal. Yeah, a little too much.
I don't know if I've had black truffles. I want black truffles now.
I got that. I got you covered on that.
Those are a little easier to get.
A little easier to get and delish. Got you covered.
Better
on
than
that
the
too.
white.
Well, there's nothing quite. See, you're paying for that unique flavor where you go, oh, this smells and tastes like nothing I've ever had. That's kind of what you're doing. And then, but you can't go crazy.
I feel like there's some cheese that can compete with a white truffle. Like nice cheese,
some beautiful
shaved cheese, smells like that. Not as expensive.
I don't entirely disagree. I've had cheeses that'll change your whole fucking life.
Oh yeah.
Right? I mean, sometimes
a nice cheese.
So I went to my friend's place and they had some cheeses out, and I went, "What? What?"
There's that place.
There's actually a Grillo's.
Oh, it's off Montana, kind of about 7th of Montana, and it says this place stinks, and it's just special cheeses. Have you ever been in there?
Sure have.
I always want to go in there.
Sure have. Oh, Jay Larson, we're live.
Live?
Come on in, man.
Jay.
Don't be scared.
Don't be afraid, Jay.
What's up, guys?
Don't be afraid.
Why would I? You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't be
Why would I
afraid.
be?
What's up, man?
Brandon Shaw.
How you doing? Good to see you, brother.
One of the great comics, one of the more unique comics. You got a special dropping soon?
We're right into it.
I'm just curious,
bro.
No.
Jesus.
Hey,
if
how
you
are
haven't
ya?
seen, if you haven't seen,
Can we get to
Larson,
know him before
I know.
we start
But what
selling
I say,
stuff?
what I say on the text, D'Elia was the one who freaked out over your special, your last special.
Oh, he did?
Do you know that?
Well, he's always been a big supporter, which is
I mean,
nice.
D'Elia goes, dude. Like if D'Elia goes, dude, hold on. Now you got to see Jay Larson's special. It's ridiculous.
It just came out.
That's coming from D'Elia.
We're just hitting it right off the bat here.
It comes out tomorrow, Friday.
No, I'm talking
on
about your
Netflix?
last one.
the last one. Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
Your new one comes out Friday.
Friday, but it's available for pre-sale now.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
All right.
We're excited about it. I can tell you guys are too.
Pretty
which is
crunk
nice.
about it.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Brian's super excited about it.
You came in when we were talking about our white truffle. We had white truffles. We had a meal of white truffles.
And it made me shit my pants.
Yeah.
Well, they're hardcore, man.
They're too much.
But they're not even in season right now, are
How
they?
dare you educate them?
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to educate you. You don't think I know what's up? You went to Via Veneto. I get it.
Hey, Jay!
Via Veneto. Why don't you try going to my boy Frank Speziano's restaurants in New York? And every year he goes to Italy, gets the white truffles, comes back, and only for a month can you have them in his restaurant.
Oh, dropping.
Dude, he fuck.
Well, no, I'm on Jay's team here.
Shit. Hey, guys.
You're acting like you're a fucking truffle
What do I
expert.
know?
They're not even
Because he knows
seasoned,
one guy
you
at
fuck.
Via Veneto.
All of a sudden, you
Unbelievable.
truffle master. Jay came in and dropped
Try
some
using
fuck-
truffle oil at home. Haven't you ever watched a cooking show? You never use that shit.
Never.
Go with the real stuff.
Jay, you're a cook, huh?
I like to cook. Yeah.
guys sounds
I had to make my
legit.
own tomato sauce, bro.
Are you Italian? No, you're Irish or something. Larson.
Spinelli, dude? What's Spinelli to you?
It's
You
Italian.
yeah, goddamn right it is.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, my nana was a Spinelli.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Italian,
But I'm
Italian.
everything. I'm German. Aren't we all?
Yeah, everyone's a mix, right?
Yeah.
Little
Yeah, you're
melting
right.
pot
You're
here.
right. You're
Yeah.
right.
I'm a diversity of white people.
You are a diversity of white people.
You're goddamn
How do you feel being a
American.
white comic in today's world? Got to mind your P's and Q's?
You got to mind a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Where is this? Oh, hey, guys.
We're live right now.
I know.
We're
I
screaming live. America's watching you.
love it. Hey, go ahead. I want to hear about Via Veneto. Actually, it's an amazing
They didn't make me
restaurant.
feel good. It's too much truffles for me. The meals were
overdid it.
delicious.
We put it on our ice cream. It was too much.
I mean, yeah, people go bananas about it. I love that they brought it to the table and they let you do it yourself.
Well,
No,
you know,
I don't
my,
say-
my
what do you
boy
mean
owns
we?
a restaurant, Fabrizio. So they come in. I said to him, I go, I want a white truffle feast. He goes, I'm going to make the call for you. He's in St. Bart's. I'm going to make the call. Don't worry about nothing. It's going to be taken care of. Boom. And that was it.
We had vanilla ice cream, then I was like, what's this? They're like, that. We put white truffles on the ice cream. We
Yeah.
just did it this week.
Yeah.
And it was too much?
I shit my pants, sir.
Yeah. Now, you like your food? Are you?
I'm going to give full disclosure.
Go ahead.
Okay, and I don't do this often. I literally, and I'm not kidding you, just shit my pants at a restaurant, and I had to throw my underwear out in the trash. That is a fact. That
What-
just
what
happened? to me.
happened?
I got a steak and cheese with mushroom and onion and some mayo because that's a healthy meal.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just a toot or a fart. I got kids, so it's a toot.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it hasn't ever happened to me.
It's a
happened
tough
to me.
game to play, too. And you know right away.
I did. I was like, dude, can I get the key again? Can I get the bathroom key? Can I get the bathroom key? And I'm like, everyone's like, why is this guy so aggressive about the bathroom key? He's halfway through that sub.
Give me the guy.
And I'm like, seriously. And I just had to make a run for it. Dude.
It's so embarrassing. You can really only tell your boys. You tell anyone else
or everybody else who's listening.
Well, yeah, but you're with your boys. They understand that.
But the
if
thing
you haven't
is,
shit your pants, you ain't doing shit.
I agree.
Yeah, you're not living life to the fullest. But I think that's a great way to let other people know that hey, if you ever pooped your pants,
it's normal.
All right. We're all in it.
It's all.
I've done it. I've done it as an adult more than the times I can count on one hand. So, yeah.
Usually people give the after something like that they just crushed and he's like, I should have pants. What do you got? Like you're going to fight someone right after that.
It's just I got a lot of pride, bro.
Yeah, evidently.
I'm not afraid of that.
It's weird a steak sandwich did that, though. It might have been the bad mayo.
It might have been the mayo and the cheese. I always am the guy like, I don't believe.
No, I don't think it would happen that quickly. You apparently when you eat something, they said that you can have a reaction because the bacteria builds up over 2 days.
That's bullshit. I've ate something and that night I got
that night for sure. But they say also you can have a bad thing and it'll
2 days later.
Yeah, like the bacteria count will grow.
I get that.
And grow.
Yeah, but that doesn't work on this story. Great story, but we're saying that it can hit you right away.
Here's the thing, though. I never believe in like allergies. I just don't believe in them. I know people have them, but I just don't buy it. So like we did this
Dude,
test.
if I ate a Brazil nut, my whole mouth will swell up. But go on.
If you ate a what?
If I ate a Brazil nut, my mouth will swell the fuck up.
Oh, good thing no one has fucking Brazil.
I've never had a Brazil nut.
No, I used to eat them. Oh, so somebody, you know me.
Here we go. When I was in Iran, go ahead.
Thank you, Jay.
This guy goes.
Fuck your story, Jay. Here you go.
No, I want to hear it about this.
No,
I want to get into this because just very quickly, somebody said they're good for your liver and good for endurance. So I start putting them into my shake, but I can't figure out why my throat is super sore. And then I go to the dentist, he goes, did you burn your mouth? I go, no, the roof of my mouth swells up and then it burnt, it looked like it was burned.
We're just Brazilian nuts.
Whoa.
Well, my mother will die from them if she has a quarter one. So anyway,
thank God no one puts them in.
I love how dramatic he can make it sound.
My mother
will die from them.
Yeah.
my mother will die. Wait, tell me you don't believe in allergies.
I do believe in them, but I never had them, and no one in my family ever had them.
Yeah.
So like when I meet people, like my daughter who's 2, we got this test on her because she throws up a lot, and like, oh yeah, she's allergic to mushrooms, and I'm like, how allergic? Like, is she swelling? Like, no, but it's not. It's just not in her like frame. We're like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we gave her mushrooms down.
She's fine.
And she threw up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So she might be allergic.
She's just weak, you know what I mean? She's the weakest of the family, you know?
She's the weak
link.
link.
She just needs to step up if she's going to survive in the Lawson household.
Yeah, step your game up,
Come
man.
on, what the fuck are you doing?
My buddy's daughter just got a text about it, a video about it. She's 4 years old and she's in the bedroom and they're like, honey, what are you doing? I need privacy. I need privacy because it's a new word she learned. And
my son's 2 and knows it. Whatever, go ahead.
They opened the door and she cut all her hair off.
She just was cutting her
She had
hair.
the longest hair. She cut her hair off like ridiculously short.
Well, first of all, how'd she get scissors? Parents, you're fired.
Exactly.
And then you leave her alone in the room, you're fired.
Yeah. And they thought she was playing or something. Snip, snip, snip. No hair.
No hair.
Yeah, no
Going
hair.
full Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah, literally Sinead O'Connor.
She had a Britney Spears meltdown?
Yes.
At 4?
Yeah, 4.
That might be the parents.
She's all smiles. Her mom's like, ah!
That is the worst.
Yeah.
My kid was allergic to eggs.
Really?
And then the doctor goes, don't worry, he'll probably grow out of it. Which he did.
I know.
Like 3 months later, he's all good.
So they say about eggs, too, that part of it can be...
Who's they?
There's a book called The Plant Paradox about this. They say that you can have an allergy to eggs, and in fact, it's not the eggs. What you'll have an allergy to is the corn and soy that the chicken is being fed. And then what they do is they'll give you pasture-raised eggs. So what does that mean? It means that chicken's out there, eating
not
insects,
eating the same
and
thing.
you don't have the...
His was, he's literally allergic to the eggs. But he grew out of it. Not even whatever fucking
Some allergies, I heard you do that. But I heard if you're going eggs, the only way, if you really want the real deal eggs, is pasture raised.
Yes.
That's the only way.
Like Rogan eats his eggs from his straight up
because
chickens.
they eat insects.
I told you I was embarrassed. Rogan's like, hey, you gotta check out, when I first came to his house, he's like, yeah, check out the chickens. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm not around. I grew up in the city. I don't fuck with livestock. Yeah. And he was like, oh, open the thing. I was like, oh God, I was so scared.
From the
of them.
chicken?
Yeah, man, they look fucking gnarly. They got those claws,
come on, man,
and those beaks.
Come on, bro.
They're dinosaurs,
bro. It's a little forest fowl.
They're dinosaurs.
No,
you grew up what, New York?
No, Massachusetts. We didn't
there
have
you go.
chickens or anything, but
If you never,
I
if
think
you're not
I'd be
used
all
to
right
them,
with
though.
them. I want to get one. But here's the deal. By the way, here's just like a little thing for your listeners and watchers. I think they say viewers. But if you're going to buy eggs, you buy the 18 pack.
That's right.
Always.
People, I saw this dude buying a dozen. I go, hey man, you know the 18 is the same price as the 12, right? And he goes, yeah, but what am I going to do with 18 eggs? And I go, you know what you're going to do? When you're unpacking your groceries, stop boiling some water, pop 6 in. Now you got a snack every day of the week. Get the fuck out
Healthy
of here. Tell me
snack.
what you're going to do with an extra 6 eggs. Make a meringue, dude.
Make a fucking
Where you
meringue,
at?
bro.
Yeah.
Make a meringue, bro.
Make a meringue.
You know?
That's so fucking weird and funny. Make a meringue. My dad's favorite pie, lemon meringue pie. My mother used to make lemon
Really?
meringue. Yes.
I don't fuck
It's a
with
great
the meringue.
pie, dude.
Really?
Well, it depends on who's making it.
My mother. My mother would make a lemon meringue pie for my dad here and there. Forget it. Or chocolate chip cookie dough. She'd leave a little for him. We'd be like,
I'll tell you what.
What do you mean? Chocolate chip
Wait,
cookie dough
hold
pie?
up. She likes
She
the
just,
pie?
He likes
It's a
my
cookie,
dad,
dude.
My likes the dough.
Well,
Fuck
yeah.
the cookie.
Yeah, everyone
The dough.
does.
Oh, yeah. He's
It's
it's American.
All right.
Is he though?
I like a nice pecan pie myself.
Oof, that's tough on the teeth, dude. They're
Ah,
gonna
fuck
work
your
those teeth.
I know,
you know?
fuck your teeth.
They're,
I
they're
love it.
thick.
They're
Yeah,
nice,
I mean they're
man.
rich. They're
They're-
very
yeah,
rich.
yeah, yeah.
Thanksgiving, a nice pecan
Yes.
pie. What are you doing with that the next day? In the morning, bro. Cup of coffee, cold pie. Fuck it.
What's up?
You know
That's
what I
what
mean?
I'm talking
Just about
about,
living
man.
life.
You guys,
know?
that's not good for your body.
That's what I'm talking about.
I know, man. I've been really trying to cut back on the fats and shit. You know what I mean? That's why when I had that steak and cheese today, I was like, at least I'm doing something healthy, and then it just goes right through.
They
me.
say fats aren't the worry, it's the sugar.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the Coke I had to wash it down
That'll
was
cause-
probably
That'll do it.
You know what I mean? I don't buy it. I don't believe it, but
Have you ever been on like a strict diet?
yeah, I dropped 10 pounds in 1 month. Just doing no sugar, no carbs, no dairy, no caffeine.
How'd you feel? That sounds like no fun.
I felt great. You know what I mean? I was energetic. People were like, man, you look so good. And I was like, yeah, you know, you look like a younger Brian Callen. And I was like,
Tough.
you know.
Wow.
Food is really emotional and weird. Food is like one of those things where, like, it seems like diets for most people never ultimately stick, and you always go back to your set point. It's really hard. I don't know. It's a weird.
Very hard. I was talking about this with Joe yesterday. I looked at it as I was eating this bowl of is a healthy chili, but I want the unhealthy chili.
Yeah.
I looked at it, I said I think I need to see a therapist about eating.
Well, you why? Because you have hangups about it, or
No, I just want to eat everything.
yeah, you can eat, but you also work out like a motherfucker, and you ultimately are pretty disciplined about it. But you do. You are
You'd be
always
surprised.
doing. You are always.
I'm always doing
a
something.
variation of a diet.
I'm always doing something.
always either keto or he's this or he's that. He's always
Yeah.
doing. You know.
Yeah, I got to get on that tip.
Do you though? I feel like you're pretty happy.
I'm happy, but
Most of the
I'm
people I
like,
know on
what-
diets aren't like, oh, life is great. You know, they're a little weird. People are too involved in the diet.
It's my fun. My uncle used to say, "You ever see a happy jogger? It's just jogging." Because I got to work out. Just kidding. And the guy's like, and he goes, "Find me a jogger who's
Well, I
smiling."
love jogging, but the diet, like anyone who's balls deep in diet and counting their calories and macros, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's not living.
I've never heard anyone say that someone was balls deep in dieting.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I kind of
Balls
love
deep.
it.
Yeah.
I just need to make a lifestyle change and be like, I got to work out. I can't walk up a flight of stairs and be exhausted with 2 kids. You know what I
No.
mean? I got to step up my game.
Do you work out?
No.
Yeah.
But I got to. Don't laugh. What the fuck are you laughing at? Sorry. I'll fucking work out on him, right? Never fought anyone. I'll fight this guy for enjoying the conversation.
Just to prove a point, just to break a sweat.
Just to fucking, just to get in shape. I know I got to, man. I'm going to start.
Do you though? Are you happy?
I'm pretty happy, but I use food as like food for me is I need it. It's
Yeah.
a soothing thing.
get
It's
it.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
If I'm feeling great, I'm like, let's get some fucking nice to eat. And if I'm feeling like shit, I'm like, I need a fucking shake and a
Yes.
burger. I go to In-N-Out. I'm the guy who's like, yeah, let me get that double with the Coke and let me get a shake as well. And they go, oh, do you not want the Coke? I'm like, fucking shut up. Yeah, I want them
Both,
both.
bitch. I gotta
Yeah,
wash it down, then I need the sweet
Thank
tooth.
you.
Yes.
I really think a lot of it has to do with whether or not that gives you comfort. For
Yeah.
me, when I eat that, it makes me feel like shit. So I tend to. I think I associate it with not feeling good. It just depends on what you associate.
I got to switch it up.
I don't know if you do. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like
often
you're doing
wonder-
well.
I think he makes fun of me because I box or I work out.
I don't make fun of you because you box work out. I make fun of you because you tell me about
No,
you
no,
boxing.
no,
work
but what
out.
I'm saying is
if
I
I
wonder-
told you, you'd be annoyed how much I
No,
work
but
out.
I think I work out. I mean, I think all the source of my exercise whether it's background, is yes, I like learning new things, but it's also deep-seated insecurity.
Yes, that's what yours is.
Deep-seated,
100%,
like,
yes.
like dissatisfaction with my resting point.
I don't
and
think it's so
always
deep,
wanted to
though.
be, it's
I think it's pretty much on the. I mean,
I think we're all aware.
Yeah, we all pretty much
I don't
picked
think
up
Chin
on it.
was like, what?
What?
Like Chin was
Brian?
like, no doubt. And he's known you for
No.
3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But who?
So that's
who
not healthy
cares?
either.
At least you're working out.
Yeah, it'd be better than if you had a deep insecurity and you're doing like coke and hookers all the time.
Yeah.
I honestly just think that weight is the one thing that's holding me back in all aspects of my life, and if I overcome that, it'll clear up everything else.
Really?
Yeah, I really do.
Or I don't know. Or you get skinny and you're not funny anymore. Like I thought about when I started
I
doing
was
stand up.
funny
I
when
thought
I
I
was
was
skinny.
Yeah, you were funny when you were skinny.
You remember?
Oh, you were. Oh,
He's put
okay.
on weight because you were like pretty
bro.
thin. Sorry, man.
I mean,
Everyone says it like
apologize,
that.
man.
You're the better half of the duo, but even the sensitivity level.
God, I just met the
Yeah,
guy.
sorry, man. No, I just mean you were thinner before. That's all.
Yes, much. But whatever. I mean, is that what
Now
we're
you
here?
got 2 kids.
But it was before. You know what it was? It was quitting smoking and then getting into a long-term relationship.
So you got comfortable in the long term relationship. We go, fuck it, I'm not on the prowl anymore. But also smoking
You just replace that with food.
with food and also smoking increases your metabolism.
It does,
Yeah.
and it puts down your
Suppressant, too.
cigarettes. You're like, fuck it. I'm not. What am I going to eat? I'm going to go smoke a butt. And it relieves stress. You forget, like that little cigarette just relieves stress. If you're doing that 20 times a day,
It'd be cool if they could come up with a cigarette that wasn't so bad for you, so you could still do it.
Aren't those vape pens like the nicotine?
Not great for you. Those
No?
are made with alcohol. I use it at night. Not good.
They are, huh?
They're what they're mixed with. They're better for you. They think than cigarettes.
What about for weed? Like same thing.
They're not. Again, it's not.
Yeah,
You're
they
smoking,
don't know.
putting smoke in your body. It's not healthy.
Right.
But it's better than.
you never smoked.
No, I never did.
smoke. Oh, not cigarettes.
Again, I have a constitution. That's why I really kind of when
constitution?
people say, "Well, it has nothing to do with discipline." It's just I don't do well with like I'm delicate. Like if I drink whiskey, I'm like the next day, forget it. I'm like, oh, fucked up.
Yeah,
if I
I do.
smoke weed, I'm pretty much high for the next week.
But if you're drinking
I'm
wine,
cloudy.
via Rennet, though,
How about
it's
this?
a different.
I can't even drink wine at night anymore. It fucks me up. Like I don't feel well because I had 1 glass of wine
Do you
last
think it's because you're 50? Because
Might
when
be.
you were younger, you used to drink a lot more wine when we were
night.
on the road.
When you
and
get
stuff.
older, you get more sensitive.
Yeah, I hear that.
There's no
That's true.
doubt.
I mean,
that
look at
that's
me.
where I feel
I have
my
white
age.
truffles. Shit my pants.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I couldn't do that.
Yes.
I could do that and be fine.
Right. When you're 50, you definitely feel a fucking difference.
How old are
I
you,
hate to
Jay?
say it.
41.
Young.
You're
But I
young.
felt it at 30, and then I felt it at 40, and now I'm like, hey, I better get ahead of it now. I just think it'll be more fun. I like to eat and I like to drink, but if I worked out more, I could totally alleviate that.
I don't know,
True.
but what about if you see? What about is there something physical you could do where weight was getting in the way? So like for me, like I genuinely enjoy playing tennis and boxing. I just like it. Like it's fun to go. Mm-hmm. So then I go, all right, I'm going to do some deadlift because it'll make me stronger, and I'll eat a certain way so I feel energized. So it's almost like all of it is I'm doing it because it's the fun of the game.
Yeah.
I think you need that. I think you have to do it.
It's
'cause
gotta be fun. I know,
Yeah, it
I
can't
just,
be
yeah.
like discipline.
But what about is your family healthy too? Like, is your wife healthy?
We're both, we go up and down, but she's healthier than I am. She can just get a salad and be cool with
She
it.
has
And
good
I'm
genetics,
like,
right?
I'm like, let's grab a quick app.
I
You want to
know.
get an app?
That's
and
not
then
fun.
like dessert on the
Salad's
way out.
not
Yeah,
fun.
You know what I mean?
Let's
What's fun
live a
about
little.
salad. Even though when I eat one, I'm like, oh, this is good. But you know what I mean? You want a nice app.
I can talk myself into literally anything. Anything. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
those boots are $3,000. You work hard. We're going to show next week and fuck it evens out.
He's amazing. 'cause
What's wrong?
it'll
What's
be-
wrong with 2 scoops of ice cream? You're not going to work out tomorrow.
It'll be
Those are the discussions I have in my
Yeah,
head.
it'll be a Tuesday, and he's like, I don't know. Did you see the pie? I go, what? He goes, the pie. I go, yeah. He goes, it's Tuesday. I go, what do you mean? He goes, I mean, we worked hard. I go, all right.
When we go to Abbott Kenny, I've been like, I feel like we deserve it.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite, man. I'll be sitting there looking at the menu, and I'm like, it'll be like, don't order the steak and cheese, don't order the steak and cheese, don't order the steak and cheese. What would you like? Let me get the steak and cheese. Mushroom. I just know the whole time.
I wonder what
Yeah.
that is.
It's-
My thing is my girl at my house, she has crazy genetics. She can eat whatever the fuck she wants every night of the week, and she's good. She doesn't, but it's just different.
Yeah. So they did there's actually a scientific reason for that, for wanting all of it right away, for wanting fats and sweets. Because from an evolutionary point of view, when you were in the tundra, when you were like our ancestors, when there was a fig tree, that was essentially in bloom,
You better stock up.
you eat all those figs because monkeys are going to get to it, and it's the last time you're going to come across those figs.
Interesting.
So we learned how to stockpile nutrients and fat and protein when we could get it.
Or
that is old.
Well, maybe. Or when I was a kid, my parents were like, "Sure, you can have ice cream whenever you want." I became addicted to sugar at a young age.
But we still have a genetic propensity for that. We've evolved. Our brains have evolved for that. Our brains have evolved to get it, take it when you can get it, and that means gorging.
Yeah.
You know, so so a lot of it can be that too.
Either way, you should
There's
be
a lot
able to get ahead of
science.
it.
I just read a book about it.
Yeah. I get that
But
our
at the
answers
same
do that,
time,
but at the same time,
it's
like
there,
I
you're
could
gonna
have
do it.
sweets every minute of the day if I want. The resources are there. There's a lot of people who don't.
Well, you
do that.
can. I can't. Yeah, I have a
But
shot.
a lot of people can.
No, but he's
A lot of
saying
people
you can get it.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, I see. Well, no, but I think also my daughter.
Like
you
I
give
agree
her
with, and
5
it's obviously a
cookies-
lot of science with the ancestor stuff. How we're genetically, eat the paleo diet. Well, we've changed, we've adapted. That doesn't work for today's society.
By the way,
Some people too. My daughter can eat half a cookie and be like, "Oop," and save it for the. My son,
Oh, no
like you,
way.
Half a cookie?
You put 6 cookies out there. My son's gonna eat all.
Yeah, but I'm also not a
6.
pussy. Half a cookie.
Well, she's.
Whoa,
I'm the same
whoa.
way.
I
I'm
mean-
that way too. I have a shut
Well,
off.
yeah,
I'm like,
man.
I'm full. I can't do
Oh
it.
no, half a cookie.
Not me, dude.
If you leave half a cookie, I'll be pissed.
Crush fest. If it's
crush
around,
fest.
it's getting hammered. But I will say this, back to the fig thing. My neighbors have a fig tree, and they were like, "Hey, we got all these figs. You want them?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Made a fig jam, pass it out in the neighborhood, whatever.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, nice fig jam. Every time my son goes to school and eats his peanut butter and fig sandwich, who made that shit? This guy.
I love a nice fig jam. I don't like figs regular, but a nice fig jam.
How do you make a fig
It's
jam?
easy,
A lot of
man.
sugar.
It's a lot of sugar.
Yeah?
You cut them up in
Boil it.
quarters. You throw them in boiling water with sugar, and you let them simmer until it's a fig jam.
Wow,
That's it.
and it's delicious.
It's fantastic.
You fucks them with that almond butter, or the peanut butter with the kids still.
Yeah, we do peanut butter.
You peanut?
Yeah,
Nah.
we don't have any allergies. Why? You just go straight up almond?
I like an almond butter myself.
Yeah.
A nice almond butter. There's even cashew butter these days. I don't really mess with peanut butter.
Cashew butter, peanut butter, nightshade vegetables. They say.
I remember like going to like camp and like when they'd have almond butter. Everyone's like, "Oh man,
You were the nerd.
Scamping on the cash.
Yeah, like
What's
Jesus
going on with
Christ.
the
What
almond
the fuck
butter?"
happened here? You know what's my
Yeah.
parents paying for this bullshit camp?
Almond
Almond butter.
expensive. Especially that organic almond butter. That shit raw.
Because
That
the almonds
sets
are
you
more
back
expensive than
$23.
peanuts. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. There's
Why are you flexing on peanut butter though?
Peanut butter's fading away a little bit, man. It's not as good for you as the almond butter.
Gotcha.
Almond butter doesn't have the same sugar,
Yeah,
It's just healthier in general for you, and it's delicious.
dude, my son's
There's almond milk now. Fuck a cow's nectar. There's almond milk now, bro.
cow's nectar. We crush almond
Isn't
milk.
milk
though.
good for you at the end of the day?
It sure isn't.
It isn't, huh?
It
Not
sure
even
isn't.
for kids.
Go through a milk. We're the only species that drinks other animals' milk.
Yeah, but that's bogus too because most cultures, like a lot of Northern European cultures, lived on milk. Europe and stuff. I'm not saying. I just wonder if it's like.
Yeah, but not they live on milk, but not certain past infancy. When you're a kid, you need. After that, you don't need it.
Yeah.
and it has to be whole milk. And if you're even kids, skim milk makes zero fucking
right.
sense.
The way it's adulterated now.
No, it's all sugar and it's sugar water. It's sugar water that's white.
Right.
There's nothing in that stuff.
We used to just me and my brother would like grab the gallon of milk
Me
out of the
too.
fridge and just chug.
Down
We would-
it.
A gallon of milk a day. In
Easy.
My house.
My dad was like, Jesus Christ, same thing. We just down it because we thought that was the way to get big and strong.
Yeah.
Well, in a
It's
way,
so old
in a way,
school.
yeah, it's old school. Yeah, I mean, you do get your fats and proteins if it's whole.
You
milk,
don't.
but
There's not much going
hard
on.
to hard to digest, right?
It's just not. It's not good for you.
Doctors still tell you. They tell you have to give your baby whole milk. They're like, you got to
Babies, yes.
We said what we wanted to give almond milk.
Oh, hell
We're
no.
like to back off, and he was like, well, then you're going to have to give a supplement to get all the vitamins or
fats.
fats and all that. We're like,
Has to
all
be
right, we'll
whole
just go
milk,
with the
yeah.
whole milk, dude.
Yeah,
My kid lives and dies off the whole milk, son.
yeah, it's good for their
It's a
bones.
certain age. But as a grown man, you drinking milk?
I
Fuck
can't do
you.
it.
No,
No,
fuck you.
I mean-
if you're a grown adult sipping on milk,
Yeah.
you're an asshole.
I'll kill cheese. I'll kill a fucking good raw
Cheese
cheese.
different, bro.
Right?
Cheese is for
Cheese.
gentlemen.
Because you know what?
Snacking.
Cheese also the lactose breaks down. I guess when you make cheese, and if it's a goat or a sheep, I can eat it for fucking days.
I like a nice Comté.
A what?
Comté is good.
Comté.
Comte in French.
Comté?
Comte. COMPTE.
What's that look like?
It's you've had it before. You've had
It's
it with
nice.
me.
You know, it's got the calcium in it, so he's got that little crunch in it a little
I
bit.
like a nice crunch in my cheese.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, come on, Parmesan. There's certain cheeses that'll.
What do we
that'll
like, the
knock your
aged
dick in the
provolone?
dirt.
Is that what
Oh
we
fuck, fuck yeah! That was the stuff I had. It was a raw aged provolone
My mouth is
from
watering.
Europe, and it was a dry, Sharp provolone. For fucking
I only
get it.
like sharp cheeses too.
Goddamn right you
If
do.
it's a mild cheddar, fuck you.
Yeah, I agree.
what's
Although
the
Hook's
point?
cheddar
What's
from
the point?
Wisconsin, aged for 10 years, Hook's cheddar, you're going to
No,
pay,
you need that sweet English cheddar, man.
well, the Shropshire.
You know that's where cheddar came from.
Shropshire.
in
If you
England.
say that word one more time.
Yeah, I'm gonna bust myself.
Sharpshire.
No, Shropshire. Shropshire.
I want to make my own cheese.
See,
wanna make
I'm
a
just running through some
Parmesan.
ideas here. I feel like we should start a cheese.
So making your own cheese is a motherfucker.
the three of us.
I know, but I've seen some processes.
Let's go ahead and get ourselves a cave.
Yep. Well, I
gotta
mean,
cook
you need
it.
land first.
You need rennet. You know what rennet is?
We
You
need
know-
some cows.
Do you know how you know what rennet is for 10 points? How they used to traditionally, and they still make cheese in some places. So rennet,
Wait, hold on. They let it. They let it age, right? Like, it's what age. I mean, but the fuck. What am I? Go ahead.
okay, so so now
You want that 10
take
points.
the water.
God, I wanted those 10
What
points.
they would do is they take the milk, and they
They
would
let it curdle.
well they let it curdle, but what do they put in it? What is rennet? It's really fascinating.
Not
fucking
lemon
crazy.
juice
You lost
or
me on that.
vinegar.
Rennet
Piss.
is actually the intestine, what's in the intestine of a calf before it actually eats grass.
that's
It's
some
when
messed
the
up
calf has only drunk its mother's milk. You would take that out of
that's
the
messed up.
intestines
I'm out.
and put it in the cheese. That was
Not my
traditionally what
cheese.
rennet
Not if we
was.
start a cheese business. I'm not doing that.
Who
No,
the hell
now they use
found that
vegetable.
out though?
They use vegetable rennet. Now they have different things. They
Who
don't have to do it.
was like, you know what I'm thinking?
I know.
I'm thinking cutting out this part of the cow and then
I don't
throwing
know.
it in.
This
That's-
baby cow. I'm putting
It
in
might have
there.
been a mistake. You know, a lot of things these happen. Who knows when cheese has been around from before the Romans. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
pecorino. They used to eat a salty cheese. You know,
Oh,
the soldiers.
pecorino, get out of my face.
Yeah.
I'm making a nice baked eggplant parm tonight for the family,
Oh,
and I do a nice.
I like
That's
a nice.
nice.
I do
nice
it
soft.
simple.
That's
Oh yeah, how do you do it?
I just saute the eggplant
Sure.
in olive oil, do a layer of that, layer of sauce, layer of cheese.
What kind of sauce? What kind of cheese?
I just use Rayo's jarred. You know what I mean? I'm not with my own. You like Rayo's?
No, but I could tell by the way he scratched his mustache that he got disappointed.
Because I thought you made your own sauce.
I could tell.
I do,
I could
but-
tell by the way you went.
Well, when you
I
sat
do.
down, you said you make your own sauce. Because my dad, my dad, he's balls deep in Italy, whatever. And he's like, I'm this Italian chef now. He comes to the house, he's like, I'm gonna make you pasta. So I'm opening a can, dump it in. I'm like, what? Well, no, that's not your pasta, is it? What is that? Ragu? That's Ragu's pasta. You're not making your own pasta.
Yeah. See, I'm Italian for real.
Yeah.
My mother would. I mean, the idea that we get something out of a can. What?
Like when
Excuse me?
if I'm around your mom, if I'm around your mom, I say ragu. She goes, "Woo."
Oh my God! What?
So wait, she makes her own sauce all the time?
100% Sicilian.
Does she
butter.
call it gravy?
Well, her mother's from Napolitan, but her father's from Sciacca, from Syracuse, in Sicily.
Okay.
Sorry, dude.
Are you going to pull out a sword in 2 seconds the way you're looking at me? I love that, man. I love that. My nanny used to make her own gravy. She would always, I was saying this the other day, like when we, it was just my mom in the house. So when my nana would be there every day, we get home from school and we'd be like, can we eat? We're starving. And every time there was pasta, she'd have the gravy going. She'd be like, get over here. And she'd take a piece of bread and just dunk it in the
I bet it
sauce.
was nice.
And then put it on a plate with a
that's good.
fork.
Yeah,
How
forget
good was
it.
that?
Oh, insane.
Yeah, my grandmother
Insane.
would do that. We would do that. We'd get in there with the bread. Forget it.
So wait, do you have a recipe then for your sauce?
Yeah.
You don't cook.
It's expensive.
Is that obnoxious when a guy does that?
It's a beast to cook your own sauce.
No, I don't. My
takes
mother does.
forever.
I don't have it.
I
My
make
mother
my
does.
sauce
I
when
could
I'm
call my
making
mother.
pizzas.
Yeah.
But if I'm
You
like,
make your own pizza?
yeah, I can't do it all the time. Like you have to just like when Rayo's is on sale at Whole Foods for $3.99, I'm gonna buy 3
Do
jars.
you know?
get
Here's
that.
a trivia question for you fucks. Do you know what food is responsible for the expansion of British power in the 1700s, 1800s?
What
like
food?
What food is responsible for essentially the British Empire? I mean, it's kind of a fucking
Italian?
There's one food. It's weird. Think
one
about
food?
it. Think about why.
In England?
Think about why it'd be the one food that's responsible.
Is
for
it a
British
food or is
expansion.
it a drink?
It's a food. It's a food.
Okay.
It's a food.
That you eat or it's an ingredient?
You would eat it.
Have we talked about it today?
Good question, but it's a very good question. But it's something you'd eat because remember back then you had to eat the whole thing, right? So it's kind of fucking fascinating.
Is it bread?
I'm saying rice or potatoes.
It's not rice and potatoes.
Wheat?
So okay here.
Wheat?
So sailors used to live on beef jerky and biscuits. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What was the problem with that?
Couldn't.
Scurvy. And what is scurvy from?
Do you hate that he knows so much? I mean, it's got to get annoying at
No,
some
no,
point.
but this is actually fascinating because so scurvy is when you don't have enough vitamin C. We didn't know that. So up to 2 million sailors, literally, like when you went on an expedition, it was a given that literally probably 3/4 or even all of your sailors would die if it was a long enough trip because they just weren't eating fruits and vegetables. So your teeth would fall out, you'd lose control of your limbs, and you would just die of scurvy. And they couldn't figure out what the fuck it was until this doctor basically said, vitamin C, citrus has always been a folk remedy for scurvy. Let's try it. So he had them bring lemons and stuff. Because lemons actually rot, this guy, Captain Cook, from Peter Pan.
Of course.
James Cook. He fucking took sauerkraut. Now, why sauerkraut? It's cabbage, basically, and salt.
Power food, right?
Yeah. So he made his officers and his
I like
crew,
a nice sauerkraut on my
they would
dog.
eat sauerkraut. And then he made them, whenever they'd port, eat all the fresh fruits and vegetables they could. They didn't really understand why, but they knew it was something in it. So none of them, not when he came back, not one of them had scurvy, which was unprecedented. But what that meant was the other countries like Spain and the other countries didn't know this secret. So the British kept it a secret as
kept
best
on
they
keeping
could.
on.
And they were like, they'd be fighting a bunch of fucking scurvy-infested soldiers and passengers, and they were like, you guys, you can't fight when your teeth are falling out and you can't use your arms. So they basically ran the seas.
I almost
and it was
went
because of sauerkraut.
I almost went with fish and chips. You ever had a nice fish and chips out there?
If you eat raw,
You like fish and chips?
Yes.
Yeah,
if you
who
eat
doesn't?
raw
Nice
fish,
tartar sauce, what?
if you eat raw
don't
fish
fuck with
or you
tartar
eat
sauce.
raw deer, there's a lot of vitamins in it, believe it or not. So the Native Americans, even though they ate a lot of other stuff,
You keep going with it, huh? All right.
yeah.
No, I love
Yeah.
that you have this vast knowledge.
Yeah.
So do you make your own sauce?
I eat,
I mean, I just want to get back to it
Long story short.
because
So
he threw his mom in my face and his grandmother, and
and
but I
then
can't
went
get to
on
the
this
root
whole
of it.
scurvy tale. That's probably a TED talk.
it's probably a TED talk. No, you know what, dude? I don't. My wife cooks. I'm so masculine, dude. I box.
Yeah.
So for me,
so
it's-
what do you do for sauce in the house?
My wife makes.
Your
it.
wife's
She
not
does-
making
she does
home
not
cooked
make it.
sauce.
You know
Hold
what?
on. Hold on. I've been to Callan's a million times. I'll tell you right now,
Call me
Jay.
out of my list, bro.
They're fucking buying out the bottle.
Hey,
Yeah.
well, excuse me.
Your wife ain't making no home cooked
She is.
sauce. That
Yes,
never
she is.
happened.
She actually does. I have to be fair to her. She actually does. She'll be mad if she hears this and I don't give her credit. She does make her own sauce. My mother, though, if I were to call my mother and say, give me the recipe, it'd be game over.
Okay.
It's best in the
It's
world.
rare though you find someone making sauces these days.
Yeah.
Because you can buy good bottled sauces.
You sure can. My sauce is slamming that when I make it from scratch. I can't do that all
It's
the
like
time,
slamming it, but
Yeah.
and it's expensive.
I had a little bit of an advantage too. This is something you don't know about me. Sclafani tomato sauce. I don't know if you know it. My grandfather, Sclafani, that was his tomato company, sauce company, and he was one of the first people to buy. He made tomatoes from the way the old country did. He said, "Go fuck yourself with your acetylene chambers and your synthetic fertilizer. My tomatoes are grown in shit. They're grown in manure." And they're ripened on the vine, and that's how. And I went to his factory, and he'd have truckloads of vine ripened tomatoes, and that's how they would make Sclafani tomato sauce.
I'll tell you
Is
what,
it
if
still around?
Yeah,
the factory's still there?
yeah.
Where? Where
should
do they
go
sell
there.
it?
In New Jersey. So it's the best. It's at the
Did he-
time.
and
it
did
was
he
the best.
pass away?
Yeah, but my
Did
uncle
he give you anything?
My uncle took it over.
Do we own the? You own the factory?
We don't. My uncle took it over, and he then sold it, I think, to his cousins.
Son of a bitch.
But Sclafani tomato sauce is.
if there's a
still
good
the best.
tomato though, you can eat it like an apple, man.
Oh,
you
of
can.
course.
You ever
We
had
get
that?
the cherry
one of
tomatoes.
those. That's what Europe's good for. Italy, like when they cut a tomato, red through and through.
Oh, it's got to be.
Red through and through.
Now, tell me if this has ever happened. So I was home. I don't know. This was like 6 months ago, and my boy Ryan Sickler was with me, and I'm like, my mom was like, I'm gonna make a dinner, come over, and my family's gonna be there.
This is in Boston?
Yeah, just outside in Stoneham. And my mom's taking us through the kitchen, and she's showing us everything that she's going to make, and she's been talking about her homemade sauce and all this stuff. And she's like, tells Rye, like, I made the meatballs, they're scratch, and the eggplant parm is not my recipe, which meant it was out of a box, frozen. And then she goes, and I made the sauce, and I go, whoa, hold up. I go, you made that sauce? She goes, yeah. I go, no, you didn't. She goes, yes, I did. And then I have a salad, and she pointed out all these other things, right? And then she goes, all right, Ryan, let me show you the rest of the house. And I go, whoa, 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 back up. I go, before we go any further, I need you to admit you didn't make this sauce. And she goes, yes, I did, Jason. I go, Ma, no, you've never made a sauce. I go, I don't believe you made this. She goes, yes, I did. I go, you made this sauce? She goes, yeah. I go, you're lying, Ma. You're lying to Ryan. And she goes,
Damn, you called her out?
She goes, you know what? I ran out of homemade and I had to put a jar in with it. Okay, Jason? And that's the lie too. It was all out of a joke.
It was
The
all,
best.
yeah.
Then that's a
Was it
lie.
delicious,
and
though?
That's a lie.
It was great, but here's the deal. My brother had warned me. He goes, "Yo, be heads up on Ma's meatballs." And I go, "Why?" He goes, "Because they're always like undercooked in the middle." So we're
That's disgusting.
So listen, we're putting.
the worst.
I'm helping my mother put dinner out, right? And the last thing is the meatballs, and I grab them from my hand. I go, "Whoa, hold up." She goes, "Well," I go, "I got to check these meatballs." She goes, "What are you talking about?" And I take one of the meatballs and I cut it open. I go, "Ma, it's raw in the middle." She goes, "So?" And I go, "Are you fucking crazy?" She goes, "Don't swear at me." Like she's gonna like detract me from these raw meatballs. I go, "You can't serve raw meatballs." And she goes, "What do you want me to do, Jay?" And I go, "All right,
Cook them.
and
Cook them.
I went in the dining room. I put the meatballs down, and then I had to walk around to my seat, like through other rooms. And I get to my seat. Now, Rye's the only one who's touched the meatballs. He's got one on his plate. I go, "Yo, just a heads up, those meatballs are raw in the middle." No one ate a meatball. And then later, my mother called me out, and she's like, "I can't believe you told people those were raw in the middle. They were delicious." I go, "Ma, you can't serve a raw meatball." She goes, "Have you ever had a medium rare hamburger?" And I was like, that logic, I want it to work, but I'm like, nah, meatball's too small.
I agree with you, man. A meatball,
small.
I can't. Isn't that funny? I'd have to have
I
my
like
meatball
a nice
cooked through and
meatball,
through.
man. That's hilarious.
Gotta have
you
it
can't
dozen.
feed, you can't feed the fucking people raw
No.
meatballs.
You know what I mean? That's how she does.
not me.
And she's known for it.
That's her thing.
That's her thing. She
Shitty
just doesn't know
meatballs.
cooking temps and stuff. She was a single mom. She didn't cook that much. You
Oh,
know?
you're a single mom.
Single mom of 4.
Of 4.
Damn.
She was a single mom at 27.
Your dad just dipped out?
Yeah, bounced.
That's fun. No wonder you're a comic.
Yeah. And like, so my mom, like my Nana would cook or my great aunt would cook. My mom was never.
Too busy.
Your dad
Yeah.
sounds like a great guy. Took off with 4 kids.
Sweet dude. Sweet guy. Yeah.
Do you know him?
Yeah.
I did. He passed away a couple years ago. But like, we saw him like on and off until I was like 10.
Jesus.
And then I saw him once when I was 36. Like we set up a time to go meet, and my wife came and stuff.
How was that?
It was crazy.
Is there animosity towards him? But when you're 36,
Yeah.
well, when you're 30, you know how on those shows, like when they're older, like, you know, I've let all the anger go, and I'm gonna have it.
I
just
did,
a conversation
yeah,
with them.
totally.
Like, I would never be like that.
I mean, I did. I had just finally realized, I'm like, this dude's never going to apologize. It's not in his, he doesn't think that's something. But we started emailing when I was like 22. And like, that's when I reconnected. And then like we dip out. And then 2 years later, I'd pit him up again and, you know, stuff like that.
Was he
What,
cool?
what did he do?
He's an antique dealer.
How weird.
Yeah, he was like always reading books on silver and coins and like was super knowledgeable. But my grandfather owned a bakery. And so my dad worked at the bakery when I was a kid, and then my dad kind of run it in the ground, and my grandfather sold it, and my dad just went in antiques, you know.
But why did he dip out on the 4 kids?
We don't know, man. Like it's
He never
like,
gave you an excuse like,
no.
my
Well, he's
bad.
told me like your mother was so hard to deal with, blah blah blah. But you're at the same time, you're like, yeah, well, I got 2 kids. I would, even if I hated my wife,
Correct.
I would still
make it
be
work.
like, those are my kids.
Correct.
So who knows, man? Some people just don't have it. Like,
I don't understand it. It's the one thing I find unforgivable.
Yeah.
I can't pardon it.
Yeah.
Like I just can't fathom
Did
it.
the rest of your families give him a pass too? or
no one. I was the last one to like have any contact.
Everyone else said fuck him.
Yeah, everyone like
Were you
had
the
written him a
oldest?
letter and told the youngest.
You were the youngest.
Yeah. Everyone else had told him like fucking peace, bro.
Hell yeah.
But it's crazy. So check this out. There was like this story in my family about one time my dad, like my sister wouldn't finish her orange juice, so my dad poured the pitcher over her head.
Savage.
And it was just like, I can't, this demon. And I was like on a shoot, and like we were having like a family meal with like the whole crew, and one of the producers is telling me that exact story happened in their house, and it's a big joke. Like
Yeah.
they make fun of their dad for it, and he's ashamed. And I'm like, it's all in how you look at things.
Yes.
And so
Weird.
like my wife was out of town, and I had the 2 kids. She was out of town a lot, so I'm with them a lot. And my son had 3 meltdowns in a row, and I got them both in the bath. And I go, all right, I'm gonna go take River, and I'm gonna get her like dried off. You stay in the bath. And he has a meltdown, and I'm like frustrated. And I grab his face, and I go, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Right? And later he comes up to me and he goes, are you happy, Dad? And I go, get over here. I go, yeah, I'm happy. You make me happy. I go, something you got to know about Dad. Dad runs a little hot. From time to time, Dad's going to snap.
Right here, dude.
And
Right
I just
here,
was
me too.
like, I realized at that moment, I'm like, he just needs to know who I am.
Yes.
It's not like I need to. Yes, I'm obviously not going to always snap. But like, if you explain, hey, people are the way people are sometimes.
People are flawed.
He came home with a book from school and it had little different flowers, and each flower represented a different emotion. And he goes, that's you, Daddy. And it was the red one for anger.
Wow.
And I was just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I swear to God, I'm
Especially
the
when you
same
and your
way.
sister are freaking out. How old are they?
He's 3.5 and she's 2.
Oh, young.
Yeah.
Those are
Okay,
young,
well,
those are
okay.
youngins.
But I mean,
So I grabbed his fucking face. I hear you.
but you
I've
know what
done
I
it
mean?
too,
I feel like
though.
it's
I've done
like
it
this
too.
thing like I have a big thing right now that I'm working on. I'm like, why are we constantly trying to change the way things and people are and just start trying to accept them for what they are instead of like, oh, you need to be more. Of course, you should work at being calmer, but at the same time, like, hey, how about we just laugh at when dad gets upset
Correct.
and make it a joke
That's
inside
how
the
I feel.
house, you know?
Well,
That's
Brian and I talked about this. We have a friend, and I've done better at this because sometimes I'd hold resentment towards people where I expected them to want the same thing I wanted for them. Like, man, you should expect to whatever,
Totally.
get this role, or expect to be this type of comic, or expect to be this successful, and you need to work like that. And then when they weren't, I'd get so upset. And then finally one day I was like, maybe he just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe I care more than he does.
That's so funny.
And then I'm good. I'm like, oh, I don't care. I don't check in. I'm like, whatever he wants to do.
Yeah.
I love him. Great dude.
I snapped on my friend the other day for the same exact thing. He was asking me for advice, and I start telling him all, and I go, you realize I gave you all this advice 5 years ago, and you haven't done one thing, and yet you're completely content? And my wife was like, hey, maybe that's not what he wants, Jay. Maybe he doesn't want what you want. And I was like, yeah, maybe.
My father said that
It's
to
like
me.
a switch.
Yep.
For me, it was a switch because I would get so upset at a bunch of people. Like, why the fuck aren't you
what
more
I-
disciplined?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it was just like, juve. I'm like, oh, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
Because if they
It
don't
does.
want it,
takes-
why do I
it takes
care?
the pressure off you. You don't resent. My buddy was that way. I was like, my father, I go, he's got pipe dreams. It's just pipe dreams. I'm trying to help him make his dreams come to reality. And my father goes, hey. He likes his pipe dreams. He's a pipe dream. He doesn't want his dreams to be anything but pipe dreams. Leave him alone.
Yeah.
And the same thing. I went, and it took all the pressure off me.
Well,
It took
for
the
me,
pressure
I
off
was
the
walking
friendship.
around angry for
Yep.
like months and months. At certain people, I'd be upset if they weren't disciplined this area, and it'd be exhausting for me. And I'd vent to my girl or vent to my other friends, and then literally a switch is just like, boom. Who gives a fuck, man? Maybe
love
they don't want that.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm all good now.
Yeah.
So basically, I don't give a fuck about anyone anymore.
You know
Well,
what
no,
I'm saying?
I'm just kidding.
you just realize you can't do anything. You're not going to be able to help them with that, right?
And there's a part of it that's like you're projecting on them what you want for yourself. So you figure if you motivate them to do it, it's going to like come back and traversely, if that's the right word, do it for you as well. And you can't. You just have to be
maybe.
like, if they ask for it, give it. If they don't, like, why are you like super investing? And then they just, then the worst thing is then they just take it from you and don't use it. And then you feel like trash because
Like
you
it's a
gave
waste
out
of
this
time.
energy and then it's not being used, but it's on you because it's
Yeah.
not, they didn't ask for it.
I've cut out that, and I've also cut out people who I only hear from them when they want something. I don't even talk to them anymore.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't respond anymore.
I cut out that and dairy. So I've been cutting out.
See, smart.
No,
man.
but I know what you mean. I did the same thing. I'm just like, oh,
Like they'll
fuck
only
it.
hit me up if they need something. The only time I hear from them is they only need something, and I was like, "Oh, I'm done, man. I'm done. Oh, I see what you're doing. That's
Yeah.
what this is. Oh, I'm out, man."
Yeah.
I don't know. We always talk about this, but like I feel like the most interesting people hold my hand. The most interesting
We just
people
had a breakthrough.
are your hands are heavy.
Carry
They're
on,
heavy
man.
hands.
Carry on. Sweet catch
The-
clay shirt. by the way.
thank you. We have kids, all of us, and we do everything we can to make their lives comfortable and they loved and cloistered and all that. And then the most interesting people I know, at least the best comics and just the most successful people, all came from some childhood trauma, came from some parental dysfunction.
Yeah. Well, I think,
Right?
yeah, of course.
That's the irony. I don't know.
Well, I think the key is, for me at least, what I'm trying to do, and I'd say to my wife, I'm like, hey, they're going to have me and they're going to have more money than I had. But at the same time, I'm going to plant that damn chip that I had
Yeah.
on their shoulder. And
You
like,
can't plan it.
well, you can give them drive and you can make them work.
You can
and
show
make
them.
do
You can
stuff and
show them work ethic. I don't think you can plan a chip.
You can show them by example, right?
Yeah.
You
you
can
can
not give
leave-
them stuff.
True.
Yeah.
Well,
Like I try
but-
not to baby, and I'm like straight up all the time. Like the first day my kid went to school, my son, he was 2.5, or like the
Preschool.
preschool.
Yeah.
I'm like, you carry your lunch in, dude. I don't carry your lunch, and I don't carry you. I see people carrying the kids. I'm like, not my kid. You
Yeah.
carry your own
No, I hear you.
lunchbox,
Yeah,
and
for
that's
sure.
the littlest, tiniest
For
thing.
sure.
But I'm like, it gets him to that like, hey, this is my lunch. This is my responsibility.
Yes.
You know, it's a little thing,
Yes.
but it's like, you know.
I think
he's
it's
going to grow
important.
up different no matter what, though.
Yes, of course.
matter what,
Of
it's just
course.
not the
Unless I
same.
bounce, which every now and then I
You could
debate,
mix it
know
up.
what I mean?
You could mix it up and just bounce
You
off.
never know.
Peace, son.
See you later. I
It
gotta
worked
do
out
some
for
shit.
me. This is for your
Howdy.
benefit.
It's just for you.
Daddy got a new girl and family.
Leave them with a Bible and a video of you showing them how to shave, and then you're out.
And the
Yeah.
family recipe for sauce.
That's so funny you say that. I didn't learn how to shave till I was a freshman in college.
I've thought about making videos for my kids, and especially my son, in case I die.
Totally.
You know what I mean? For real.
Same here.
On the things I've learned as a
100%.
man.
Yes, 100%.
Like details.
You should,
Yeah.
and your daughter,
Yeah.
because if
Have
you
you
are
ever
gone,
seen?
like,
Let me just. Have you ever seen that documentary on the football player who was an NFL football player and got the horrible cancer, the disease, and his son just was born, and his brain his verbal communication skills are going to shut down. He has like 3 years, so he's making videos for all his knowledge for his son.
wow.
No,
And
that's
he
pretty
actually has.
hard.
So when you said that, but this guy really, he had to get all of his knowledge out in time. I forget. It's a St. Louis. I'm sorry. It's New Orleans Saints safety. They have a statue of him. Can you look it up, Chin? He was the.
He's dead
He was
now.
the guy who he blocked the field goal. Remember after Hurricane Katrina, he blocked the field goal. Beeson, and there's the documentary. I guarantee you will cry when you watch it
I'm sure.
because there's a
Is he
video
dead
of these
now?
girls. No, he is the foundation where he's like trying to raise awareness for
Is
it.
it ALS he has, or?
I think so, something like that. But he's doing the video for his son right before he's born.
Steve Gleason.
Steve Gleason.
Wow.
Watch the Gleason documentary. It will knock your fucking
Well,
socks
I
back.
mean, I don't know if this affected you, but when Ralphie passed, that was something that like crushed me. I think we saw Ralphie was gonna pass. Like it wasn't a shock.
Yeah.
But then you're like, holy shit, I'm 4 years
That
younger
can
than him.
happen.
I have 2 kids. If I left at 45, they'd be 6 and 5.
right.
and they're
think about it.
fucked, man. Those kids, it really fucks them
what you
over.
think
Of course. Well, you don't have.
Because you have
it.
a bunch to offer, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know you really. I just fucking met you, but
Yeah.
you seem like a good stand-up guy. Like, there's some knowledge you can drop on those kids, man.
Tons,
like, you're a good dude.
That's what like me and my brother used to joke around about, like the fact that my dad wasn't around because my grandfather lived on the ocean and my dad had a boat and shit. And I was like, don't you realize we should have been sailors? We should be sailing. I should have lobster traps at 10, like sold lobsters
none
in
of that.
town and like should have been building stuff and
Yeah.
should have,
None of
like,
that.
learned none of it. Everything that I know is like what I learned on my own.
Your dad had a boat, never took you on it.
No, I mean I don't know if he had it.
Well, it was
that-
around.
But when he was in like high school, he had a boat and had lobster traps, and then would go into town and sell the lobsters to restaurants and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like my grandfather had a boat, so
yeah,
like
like you got a bunch
stuff
of
like that.
knowledge.
Yeah,
like
he has
when-
ALS.
yeah, it's a crazy thing. That's the trailer there. Can
Yeah.
you play that trailer, Chin?
All right, man.
Well, they won't be able to see the video, right?
No, but also the
They'll be able to hear it or
Wi-Fi
no?
in here is gonna be.
It's gonna be.
shitty.
Oh, it's fucked.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna play.
So
that
should we
well.
not do it?
All right.
Yeah, it's just gonna keep pausing.
And I'm probably gonna start crying right now,
Oh,
dude.
oh, waterworks. I was like,
Anything that's
stud too.
Dude, I can't handle it.
Yeah, let's just.
can't.
Yeah, we'll
pass
watch
on
it.
this.
Yeah. Plus, it's gonna come in and out.
yeah,
It'll come in and out.
I'm telling you, that thing will
I'll watch.
I'm
it.
sure
game changer.
any of that stuff that has to like, especially real.
But
you know?
he's this, NFL stud captain of the special teams. They show, I mean, he's jacked and he's this disease. And when he finds out he has it, he's like, what the fuck? And then, as a big, strong, powerful dude, those things start to go. And then his wife becomes pregnant. And he's like, man, I got to drop knowledge on this kid because I'm not going to be able to talk. So he just has the video. He's like, hey, son. And he's just trying to, all this data. All this data.
Man.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Because you want to be able to be there for all those things. Like, I made this list one time for like the 10 things. Like 10 things I spoke at this dad conference I want to do with my kid before they,
Oh, that's cool.
What are
when they
they?
grow up. There was like, different stuff. Like I want to have a beer with my kid before he's 21. Like
Yeah.
I picture my son like having a horrible day, like something, and be like, let's go to Playa del Rey and like go to the dunes and bring 2 beers and sit there and then hop in the fucking water. You know what I mean? Like I want to give him money for a date. Same with my daughter. Like, hey, you take this money in case this guy or chick, whatever it is, doesn't have any cash. Number 10 was live above my son's garage after his mom dies. That was my favorite because there's a good chance that's happening. Like I plan, like you have friends who's like moved to LA and then like their parents moved to be near them.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's gonna be me. I'm like,
You
I
going to
hope-
follow your kid?
I hope
Me
so.
too.
Be like,
Yeah.
you cool if I just come on? Let me live above the
Let me
garage.
crash,
you
bro.
can't, bro.
You're fucking all this shit I've done for you.
That's
Every night they
great-
come home, I'm
great.
cooking dinner.
Yeah, that'd be
I would just
great, man.
crush it, dude.
That'd be
That's
great.
great.
with nothing else to do.
Do you look forward to retirement?
Yeah.
You do.
I would never retire. I have a lot of interest in things that I want to do, like even like jobs that I want to try and do.
What about you?
But like,
What do you mean jobs?
well, like there's different things I would love to do.
Like what?
Like I'd love
In
to have
entertainment?
No, some in, but some out.
Is what in entertainment do you want to do that you haven't done?
I mean, produce on a real level. You know what I mean? Like make real stuff where you take other people's visions and like help get them out there. You know. What about you guys?
Dead air.
I'd like to direct as well. I mean, there's a lot of things I like
There's
to
a
do, but
shitload,
like
yeah.
you know, right now I'm just like in what I'm in. You know.
And you said for me, retirement, B? I am in the middle of the biggest grind I've ever been in. Retirement for me,
Yeah.
You've done a bunch of stuff though. I mean, you've lived like 3 careers.
He's a maniac.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's a fucking man. He's a grinder, man.
Well, you got to. I mean,
He'll
you know, this business is a grind. How long you been doing it?
My God.
25 years.
25 years,
Yeah.
and still. People look at what you do and they're like, is it great? Is it like just decent work? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, for me, like stand up is my great savior. Like, just it
I'm
always
kidding,
makes you
by the
feel like you're fucking. Oh, I didn't get the joke.
Me neither. I was like, well, that's
by
some
the way,
real shit.
That's how fucked up I am.
No,
I was
but
like,
me
yeah,
too.
you're right.
I was like, me too. I think that's with everyone.
I never feel like I've.
But what counts? I'm like, nah, I'm there, man.
Yeah.
Like I've made it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could be content. You know what I mean? You could be like, oh, this is.
No, because this
Guess
next
maybe if
hour
you're
I'm
Jerry
working on is
Seinfeld
my
or some
favorite
shit.
thing I've ever done. In fact, I don't even want to look at the other stuff.
Yeah, I hear
And I think
that.
my last special was really good, frankly. That's the only thing I can watch. But I think my next thing is going to be who I am.
Yeah.
You know, so as long as I'm working in that, like I'm on my way to Calgary right now, right, tonight. And I'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, by the way. Yucks, everybody. But I'm excited because it's new.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah,
trying
it's
to
the
work
best.
it out, and I'm still, I'm folding layers, and I just love that, and I can think about it all day.
But I also think your last special, it's a learning thing for you too, because you didn't do it right.
Yeah.
And then now you can do it
I'm
right.
gonna do it right.
Why didn't you do it right last time?
I just had my friend shoot it, and just the wrong way
The
to
whole
go about
marketing, all of it.
it. All of it.
Just too much
But
of a rush.
he's the fucking man when it comes to marketing.
Too
and
much
shit.
of a
Oh,
rush.
really?
Yeah, he knows.
Where's your special come out?
It comes out Friday
Available where if people are
at my
listening?
website,
Oh, damn.
jaylarsonComedy.com.
All right.
Dope.
I paid for it. I produced it. I made the whole thing.
That's smart. Invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Could you even get Netflix to watch it?
Netflix did watch it,
And
and they passed.
why?
I don't know. I fired my manager shortly after we got passes. I was like, what did you guys do? Like, how did this even happen? And I was like, then I got a couple offers that were just so bad. I was like, such disrespect. I'm like, you
You're
guys
so
are crazy.
funny though. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, it's a real dude. I'm really proud of it. I think it's a really solid hour, and everyone that's seen it,
No, you're undeniable. I
like
know this.
people have been like, dude, how is this not sold? And I'm like, I was gonna hold it and just like wait because like I was gonna wait for new managers, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna put
Get
it
it
out.
out.
I'm gonna
Just
put
get
it
it out.
out. I put my money into it. If I can't buy into myself, why can't I expect anyone
you're-
else to?
you're investing in
And
yourself.
forget it. And then you know what I did? I got hardcore, and I have 2 albums before this one. I went to the label and I bought them back. I'm like, I want to own all my stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone
smart.
owning my material.
Yeah.
This is my life. You know what I mean?
It is.
Because
It's a diary.
the last 10 minutes of my special is a story about when my dad did die 2.5 years ago. I went home and went through his house and all of his stuff. His wife let me go through everything. Wow. And so I told that the last 10 minutes.
Wow.
And if I had like pitched that idea to like Comedy Central or HBO or Netflix, they'd be like, nah, it's a little heavy.
little heavy,
and I was
yeah.
like, yeah, you know what? I really want to get that story
it's
out
your
there.
story,
It's
yeah.
funny. You know, there's
Yeah.
funny moments and
What,
it's
can
heartfelt.
you just give us a teaser of the funny that you saw with your dad's life?
Well, I mean, like I was like looking through his house for like signs of me. You know what I mean? Which is kind of, first of all, the fact that I just show up at his wife's door like, hi,
And she was cool with it.
can I go through his stuff real quick? And like I found out he was bisexual, which was odd.
What?
How did you
Yeah.
find that out?
My aunt told me. Well, there were like sculptures everywhere of penises, and I remember
He might have
saying
been super into like
This is
ancient Greek
fascinating,
shit.
though.
he
This-
had like
this
a
might have
he
been
had
why
like-
he left.
He had a lifelong guy, like that.
That
He
he'd
was
fuck on the
He
side.
was gay then.
he was
Well, no,
married to this
bisexual,
woman,
bro.
bisexual.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
I get it. Anyway, I
Bisexual.
called that guy and he
Yeah.
never returned my call. And then I tried again 2 months later and he had changed his number. Ooh. So like he might have had a wife too. I don't
So
really
he had a
know.
lifelong guy.
He had a lifelong
And
dude.
he had sculptures of cocks everywhere.
Yeah, my dad was he would
Fucking
also make
amazing.
sculptures like out of stone. He worked with granite, like he'd move like giant
And then
pieces
you were
of
like,
granite.
God, those are big dicks on these
Giant dicks, dude.
sculptures.
He'd make
Dicks everywhere.
giant dicks?
No, like
Okay.
But
there
there's the dick was emphasized on all the sculptures.
no, but in these other like ones in the house there were. And I remember saying to his wife, I'm like, they were saying like how he's such a unique guy. I go, he was like tortured. You don't think he was tortured?
Yeah.
Because I did see all these sculptures had like 4 heads. And there were 4 kids, and there were like tons of them everywhere. Of like everything was in 4s.
heavy.
And then he had his own apartment because he lived separate from his wife because her son moved home at like 50, and he's like, I'm not living with a 50-year-old
also,
kid.
He wanted to have his boyfriend.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And at his place, there was like, in his closet, there was just like a bureau, and there were like 4 little dolls on it everywhere.
He was
Whoa.
tortured.
So I said to them afterwards, I looked at my dad's wife and her friend, and they're like, he was such an interesting artist and had such a cool perspective. And I go, he was tortured. What are you talking about? I go, he was tormented.
He's
They go,
trying to express it through
Yeah.
art.
and they go, what do you mean? Now, they haven't seen me in 25 years. And I'm in this kitchen and I just explode. I go, look at the fucking, there's 4 Barbie head dolls stacked on top of a baseball. You don't think that's something? And they're like, well, I don't know. And then like, I like walked in the other room.
These were his 4 kids.
4 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I walked in the other room and his wife like followed me in, and she's just like, she was just like kind of standing there with me. And I go, you don't think he was tormented at all? Like, you don't see it? She's like, I just never thought of it like that. I go, that's a penis with a fish hook through it. You don't think that's something?
Wow.
And she's just like, kind of like, didn't know what to do. And I was like,
She can't process
dick
it
with a fish
And then,
hook through
then did they knew that he was bisexual, or did you break the
she
news
did.
to him?
No, she did.
I thought you came
Like,
through
they
the
had
door
this,
like, listen, here's what's going on. Through my research,
Yeah.
look around, guys.
look
They're
around.
Like, wait a
gay,
minute.
this.
Yeah. No, I think she knew. My aunt told me, who I also hadn't seen in 25 years, and like I end up like really connecting with her. But then my dad lived separate, so I went to his house, which was like totally run down. And like I stood where like all the EMT wrappings were and everything, like where he died essentially.
Where did he die from?
I think he had a heart attack. They don't know, like, because he had a heart attack, but he banged his head on a radiator on the way down, so they don't know like what it was,
yeah.
and they didn't do an autopsy. And so like while I was standing there, it was an old schoolhouse. This guy upstairs lived, and he came down. He's like, hello, and I'm like, oh hey, and he goes, oh, can I help you? I'm like, oh no, Norm, Norm, and he goes, oh yeah. I go, yeah, he was my dad, and he goes, oh, I didn't know he had any kids, and I was like, you motherfucker, shut your goddamn mouth.
God damn it.
And he was like,
That's heavy though.
Yeah, it was a lot. I know, but I was just like, like so many people go through so much stuff, and as comedians, if we have the ability to make light of things that are like hurtful, you know what I mean? We can reach other people out there that don't have the capability to even deal with it, and they will feel better and feel more secure in their
release.
life.
Well, what you
know?
did is you had compassion for your father. I mean, you can look at him like the way I did. Like I go, I can't understand it. I can't excuse it.
Yeah.
And then you go, he was probably a bisexual or gay man who was tortured and didn't know
Still
what to
throwing
do
the
with
gay in
himself.
there.
Yeah, whatever.
Not
whatever
gay,
it was.
bisexual.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that is a very, very forgiving way to look at it, and helps you with closure
But
too.
you know what's interesting is I have some friends who they had awful dads, and then they're like super dads, like
Yeah.
the best dads I know.
Yeah.
They have friends who had awful dads, and they're exactly like them. They're horrible people.
Yeah. Well, it's the
They're
same.
not bad people. They're just bad dads. Never around, always on the road, never out with the kids. Just shitty dads.
Yeah, you got to find. It's not the easiest thing in the world to be a good dad. Like, you take it for granted when you see people who have great dads. You're like, dude, your dad's amazing, and you just don't realize until you're in it and
The
you realize
work.
how much goes into parenthood.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
Yeah.
And the boredom sometimes of sitting there while they do things that you don't even want to be involved, like just sitting through a song recital or a play rehearsal where they're all terrible because they're 5, but they're so excited.
Wrap it up, sweetie.
Let's go. Daddy's bored as
Go!
fuck.
Yeah, but you do it.
Yeah.
Like I called my dad the other day when I took my son to Disneyland for the first time. Like, hold up, because he would take us. And we didn't come from a ton of money. He'd take us every summer because my uncle had a house there. So our summer vacation was in Venice. So I kind of grew up in Venice every summer.
Venice here.
Venice, California.
I always forget that.
Yeah, so my dad would take us to Disneyland. Again, we didn't come, it's not Scrooge McDuck. We're
Yeah.
not flying private over here like the Callens. But,
I don't like
and
commercial.
when we
flights.
went to Disneyland, how expensive everything was. I called my dad. I'm like, hold up. Was it this expensive when he took us? He was like, not far off. Like, it wasn't cheap, man. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn. I didn't appreciate, like, back then what you used to do for us, man.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah. It's
Such
lot.
a hassle. Such a hassle, too.
I've been like, we used to give my mom shit for like what we did because we didn't have a lot of money and she was a single mom. But now I'm like, have a total different appreciation because I'll be home with just the 2 kids solo when she was home with 4 at 27.
imagine.
That's incredible.
And
Four
can't
kids?
imagine.
At 27. And my mom's whole deal was no cable. We went to the symphony. We went to musicals. We went to my mom worked in the ballet. Everyone had to play an instrument. Everyone had to play a sport. Everyone had to do
Wow.
Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts.
See, that stuff's
my mom was
amazing to me.
hardcore about all that.
They,
That's a
stuff.
they
badass.
deserve some sort of fucking medal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'll be with my son. You
couldn't
know,
kick a meatball. You know what I mean? Couldn't cook
Fuck
a
the
meatball.
She
meatball.
raised her
But,
kids.
yeah,
she
she-
raised
If you have a
good
kid,
Yeah.
you've been around with your kid for just 2 days and just one kid, it's a beast.
Yeah.
Imagine 4.
My mom, she spit in my face I told this to Kreischer on his podcast. Like, my mom spit in my face one time, and he was like, "What?" And I started telling him the story, and he's like, "Are you doing that on stage?" And then I'm like, "I don't know. How do I even make that funny?" So then, like, last night, I went on stage, and I'm like, I start talking about the stuff I'm talking about now. I'm like, "You ever been spit in the face by your mom?" Yeah, all right. Like, you really don't probably have perspective on what's going on. So, like, she was like this super artistic, sensitive woman, but at the same time, she had to be the dad. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And if you're gonna raise 2 boys and keep them in line, every now and then you had to drop the hammer. You know,
Fuck yeah,
Gotta
man.
spin some faces.
spitting
Yeah,
some faces,
boys
son.
will be boys will because when boys get to be about 15 and they're stronger than their mom, they're not hearing a peep unless mom brings the hammer down.
Yeah,
That's
well,
when you
clearly.
start to rebel.
Yeah.
I heard Henry Gracie pitching my agent, Todd Feldman, on why he needs to start doing jiu-jitsu, because his son's doing jiu-jitsu a lot, and he's like 5. And he's like, because when he's 12, he's going to be able to beat you up. If you're going to talk back to him, he's going to be able to strangle you.
That's a
Todd's
problem.
like, I need to start jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
I was like, oh,
that's a problem.
yeah, it's funny.
Love it.
Fuck.
Well, good luck with
Let's
that.
do some
guys.
current events.
You have some current events, Jen?
Sure do. All right, the first one is Roy Price, the head studio guy for Amazon.
Can't see shit. by
Yeah,
the way.
Yeah,
he.
go ahead.
Hold
I
on,
guess-
let him read this
yeah,
off, B, because
yeah.
they can't
Sorry,
see it.
sorry.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
The
Jen.
head of Amazon, he had to resign because of sexual harassment allegations. But what happened was a little weird. If it scrolls down in time. So Issa Hackett, she's a producer for one of the shows on Amazon.
Yeah.
And she accuses him of going. Hold on a sec. This is going real slow. All right. So she accuses him of saying some jokes inside a cab.
Yeah.
Her father's last name is Dick.
That's
And the
hilarious.
show is I Love Dick.
Yep.
So he made a comment saying like,
You would love my
you
dick.
love my dick, yeah, something like that. Some like anything
why he
you
got
guys would
fired?
She's
probably
gay.
say.
She's gay.
Hold up, that's why you got fired?
Yes. She's gay. She lives with a woman. She has kids. And so again, these are sexual harassment allegations. We should always keep that in mind too. I think
Yeah, but he lost his gig
I
over
mean,
it.
and he
resigned.
lost
He
his
resigned.
The head of
lost
Amazon?
his job. And so that's a huge thing to lose your job. So you ask yourself, is that sexual harassment? Was he joking in the cab? Does he deserve to lose
Let me
his
ask
job?
you this.
That's a little
no,
much.
that's the biggest thing.
Right?
Does he deserve to lose his job?
His
over
career
that?
he built his whole life on and be publicly shamed.
Over that?
Yeah, I don't think so, but I wasn't there. But no,
Pretty
I don't
quiet
think
over there,
so.
Jay. You want him to lose his job, or?
Here's my whole problem with all this. You made a show called I Love Dick, first of all. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like there's this fine line between how do you have equality when I could joke with you about something,
Yeah.
but like a guy, but I couldn't a woman. Isn't that equality? We're saying like I could joke with a woman about it. But at the same time, the thing that we don't really take into account is for years, women have been like pushed down like with like sexual jokes all the time to make them feel like less than, like they weren't equal to the man above.
Yeah.
My wife's in a man's world in her business, and she's told me how many different times dudes have like said shit to her, and like they try to like hold you down with
Yes.
like sexual ideas, like because you know the idea of sex is a man goes into a woman. You know what I mean? So I think it's
And
a fine
I think
line.
there's more to the story than this, guys, because I think because from what I read about this story, it had been going on, I think, for a while. And
P.S.
she
He
kept
resigned. He was not fired. He
Yeah, he
resigned.
resigned.
So that's like always like a flag. You know what I mean? And I get he's worked his ass off, but I mean, who knows? Look at
Yeah,
Harvey.
that's a good point. Him resigning is a little bit of a red flag, because usually,
Well, they might have
if-
given
if-
him a chance to resign so that he would get
Good point.
a severance package.
True.
So there are lots of
or,
deals. that are
or,
made
or
behind
sometimes they resign before the shit comes out, or it could
Yeah.
go deeper.
Remember that Jamie Horowitz? He hired that lawyer for. Like,
Yes.
And we said there was going to be more to the story that came out.
Nothing.
Nothing.
He got fired, though.
He got fired. I think he got fired. I believe he got fired.
Yeah, and then hired a
so
lawyer.
for me, what I worry about is nowadays you can be accused of sexual harassment, and it can be innocuous. It can be great dress. It can be whatever, and you might be flirtatious.
You're screwed.
And this is not. There is a difference between that and a pig like Harvey Weinstein,
Correct.
Right.
who is a fucking scumbag. There is a difference, and we have to draw the distinction. Otherwise, what happens is we create resentment. We create it's terrible. You're ruining people's lives.
What line of work is your wife in, Jay?
Jewelry. She's in jewelry sales. She's in sales, but she's worked for like big companies, you know. Sure. But like I was on an interview this morning for a staff job for writing, and the EP, both EPs are women.
Yeah.
And I'm in there, and even when I'm like talking like pitching like joke ideas,
Yeah, be
even though I
careful.
know the context of the show can get blue and sexual, I was like certain things. I'm like, how much can I say right now? Because you might say the wrong, even though in a writer's room, you could maybe pitch that idea because it's happened in the context of the show.
a safe
But in this
zone.
meeting, I'm like, I don't,
This is the
you have
problem.
to like
though.
dance a
now
little
we
bit.
become puritanical. Now we become humorless and sexless.
And now you're censoring yourself.
yeah, and you're censoring.
Yeah, but
yourself.
I was just trying to be
No, I hear ya.
sensitive to an
I know.
I
idea.
think
But that
sex jokes.
sucks.
I think sex jokes are. There's a difference. Like so, when you flirt, there's the guy who goes, "I want to fuck you," and then there's a guy who
That's
goes,
not flirting.
the guy goes, "You're so hot. I just lost feeling in my legs. I'm weak." You know, I mean, there's almost like one is on your heels, the other is on your fucking toes.
Yeah.
So I think that there's as human beings, you know, your body
Context.
language, context, and all is so important.
Of course. We've also changed in society of like, even with kids, like the things I talk about, like taking his head, or like when I tell people like, yeah, like, will you spank your kids versus what people did? We've changed so much that now, like, you know,
So here's the biggest problem. And I know this happened to two people that I know. You can make a joke with a group of people. The woman my buddy works with children, and he's the best person I know. And he didn't even say anything. He said something about a dress. The woman goes, "I feel uncomfortable." And she ran, and she has a history of this, and told her superior. My buddy was put on suspension for 9 months until they did the investigation. Now, when they did the investigation, she was totally discredited because he hired a female lawyer who fucking, like, it was unbelievable. But it took 9 months. And this is what's happening. So the pendulum is swung in some ways
I
the
understand.
wrong way.
Do we have time for me to just tell you
Yes.
something real? 4 years ago, I was up for a TV show, and the two creators were women, and they brought me in, and in the audition, I murdered. Right? And one of them was going like, "Shut the fuck up, shut up," because I was so funny.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, we're getting along." I was going to test for it. I got on a phone call with the director. They had the director call me. The three of us had a conference call where they wanted the direction to go.
You're going Sizzler.
I got to the I get to the callback. They send the casting director home for my audition. Everyone went first, then me. I was in for an hour. I didn't get it.
Why?
They felt so bad. They told my manager, "We want to call Jay and tell him like we felt so bad." They never called. I changed my voicemail to make a joke towards them. Told my manager I'm making a joke towards them, who was also a woman. Their manager was a woman. They never called. My manager told me I said they never called. She goes, "Oh, I'm gonna tell them to call you right now." I didn't save the voicemail, so like, oh, there was no message. So my manager goes, "Just call them." I called them and left a version of that same outgoing message on their voicemail. Their producers called me. They took it as a threat. I didn't get the part. I was supposed to have a general set up at that production company. They shut it down. My manager stopped working for me. They didn't defend me. I left the management company. And ultimately, I got like blue-balled or, you know, blackballed.
Blue ball too, though. Am I right?
That's terrible.
But like, and then it turned into this thing. And these two people have had 2 TV shows.
What a bummer.
And I like, no one stepped up for me. They all just like took it the wrong
God,
way.
that's a bummer.
And I was just like, I cannot believe that happened. That was 4 years ago. And I was like peaking at that point. So much stuff was going on. And then that happened. Like I had a development deal in the works somewhere else. All this stuff crumbled down. And then I said to my manager, "Can I just call them?" And she said, "No, they don't want to talk to you." And I go, "How about I send an email?" And she goes, "Well, let me check with their manager." I had to wait for the manager to okay it, and she said, "No, they don't want even an email from you."
Jesus
so I wrote this
Christ.
beautiful letter. I said to my manager, I'm like, "Read it. If you like it, send it to theirs. If she likes it." Everyone said, "What an amazing letter." And 2 weeks later, one of them reached out and said, "We accept Jay's apology."
Yeah, but
Jesus
take
Christ,
it easy,
man.
guys.
Well, I'm just telling you, like that was 4 years
That makes
ago.
me feel bad.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, I was only joking that hard because they were joking that hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was in an audition and you're telling me to shut the fuck up.
It's
How
the trust
unprofessional
tree.
is that?
It's the trust tree. Thought we were in the circle of trust.
Fucking Amazon.
Some
It's a
heavy
bummer.
shit.
Anyway, man, we're
What
gonna
else
see
you
a
got,
lot of
Chin?
this. We're gonna see a lot of this, so I don't know.
I just want to show you her picture real quick. If you guys don't know what she looks like, This is Issa, the one that's making the allegations, and this is his fiance that she now left him or called off their wedding ever since this happened. Just throwing it out
so
there.
she called off the thing?
She
She
called
called
off
off
the
the
wedding.
women because of this.
Yeah.
That seems like it might be a little more serious.
Yeah, something
It's
else.
got to be serious.
'Cause you're not gonna call for a wedding if you made a dick joke in the
Yeah,
limo.
something's going
Like something. There's a little more something serious. Him resigning, her being that hot and just dipping out. He's also rich as. So if you're just gonna dip out on this, it's probably some more serious shit.
He's been suspended indefinitely, right?
That was for this is like
That
a
was
while
before.
ago. Yeah. I'm just showing you this picture so you can see his chick.
Look, man, I
How
think a lot of
crazy is it
it's-
if you're this guy?
Yeah.
You know, like your life.
Isn't,
just
isn't a lot of this shit?
cuckoo.
Isn't this a lot of the shit too? Like you're guilty. You're guilty just by
You're
accusation.
proven innocent.
Yeah. Fuck,
Mm-hmm.
man.
It's a different
bullshit.
game these days. With everything, you're guilty until you're proven innocent.
Terrible.
What else you got, Chin?
All right, one of your favorite guests here, Kevin Smith.
I love Kevin.
Yep.
All right, he's gonna. You know, he used to work with Weinstein a lot
Yeah.
back in the day, and Weinstein kind of like invested in him, gave him money, all that stuff to help him get up in the directing business. Since this all came out, these allegations of sexual harassment and all that stuff, he feels guilty. He feels guilty with all the movies he's made with Weinstein. He feels like it's dirty money or whatever. So he's giving all the residual checks he gets from those movies to this thing called Women in Film, like a
powerful.
He's
nonprofit.
a good guy, man.
And he's gonna give $2,000 a month for the rest of his life to that same organization.
Whoa.
Wow.
All right.
Damn.
Oh.
How creepy? I mean, I love Kevin Smith. Shout out to Kevin Smith. But how creepy is it when you look at Harvey Weinstein now and to think about the shit he did with those women?
is.
Could you get any more hideous?
I mean, he's not an attractive.
Oh God.
You know what? I really have my main problem is that in this business, we grandize and put these people on a pedestal so that it's been like for so long, everything just escapes and lets things go. And you're like, oh, whatever. And then all of a sudden something comes up and like, how could this happen? You're like, what are you talking about?
Like everyone kind
What
of
are
knew.
you talking about?
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, around the like,
I knew.
I was talking with other agents. I won't say the name. They're like, "Oh, we've heard stories for
Yeah, everybody
years."
knows.
Like
Yeah.
in
Scumbag.
LA, like everyone knew this guy was a terrible person.
And even fans out there, they just want people to be famous. They just want to have a taste of fame, and they don't care about who the character of people.
Well,
when
there's
they-
also nothing you can do about it. Sometimes, so okay, the guy's a scumbag, but kind of. So if you were to say to the average American, there's a producer in Hollywood who's a scumbag, but he makes great movies. Hollywood's always had a scummy reputation.
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood's always had a very subversive relationship. Like, oh, you mean there's a
Superficial.
casting couch? The oldest story in the world. So if you're a young girl and you're going to Hollywood, you know the stories are rife with stories about, you know, you're going to be
Agents
taking
can
advantage
help
of
you,
1,000 things.
producers,
Yeah, I'm a
directors,
photographer. Come
yeah.
over to my house. There's a joke after joke after joke.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising to anybody. What I think is surprising is the extent to which and how far this guy was willing to go.
Oh, yeah, well,
he had
clearly.
an obvious problem, but more importantly, I think what makes people really disgusted isn't even the way he looks. It's more that he would do this and pressure women
Yeah.
into like their whole careers on the line, and he would threaten you with ruination.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, no, trust me, I do not
Ruin
back
your
him
career with
for
a phone call.
second.
No.
Yeah.
with a phone call. And he obviously would do that on top of the fact that when you did threaten to bring allegations, he had the best lawyers in the fucking world.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden, you're somebody who works once in a while. The most powerful man in Hollywood goes, "Oh, really? I have 5 lawyers that'll destroy you." On top of the fact
They also
that they have
settled a ton, 8 or 9.
fuck yeah, and they
settlements.
also have people who are called fixers, and they show up and they have coffee with you with a folder, and they go, "Here's all the stuff we have on you. You
Your
might want to
dirt,
read that.
yeah.
Go ahead and see what happens." And you go, "Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm fighting a machine."
Yeah, for sure. No, I know it's horrible.
So when they say that Gwyneth Paltrow kept her mouth shut, and you don't know what it's like to be a 22-year-old girl. I don't give a fuck who your parents are. When you got Harvey Weinstein, you just keep your fucking mouth shut because you can't fight it.
Yeah.
You can't fight it.
Yep.
You know.
What else you got, Jen?
This one, Gordon Hayward.
Did you see this? Carry on.
You know the history behind him, right? So he just got signed to the Celtics.
So
Yeah, of
Gordon,
course.
you want me to take it? So
Go for
Gordon
it, yeah.
Hayward is a beast. He played in Utah. He was a huge free agent signing with the Boston
4 years,
Celtics.
$128 million.
Paid
Yeah.
probably the best looking white dude in the league. Like handsome dude, baller. It's the Celtics and the Cavs were supposed to be in the finals for the East this year. Literally, right. What
6
is this?
minutes.
First quarter. Oh, this is your new signing? Boston. Everyone's excited. Go ahead and play it, Chin. Go ahead and play it, Chin. He's right here. Watch his leg.
So we got a gaming tournament next door that's sucking up the Wi-Fi, so it's gonna go slow.
Oh God, he has an Anderson Silva break.
Game over.
Oh God damn it! No, I don't like
I
that.
don't need to see it again.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Ah.
So I'm a Celtics fan.
Boston's like, yeah, everything's gonna go goosh.
Oh.
That was it.
It was awful.
I'll tell you right now, we'll still be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
100%. These sucks balls.
Well, and we have a stud team. You know what I mean? And we have
You
the best
did.
coach in the top 3 coach in the NBA
I
right
agree.
now.
Young too.
Hands
You
down.
know he was Hayward's coach in college.
I
You
know it
what's
all,
up,
bro.
brother.
I
I don't
know
know.
it
A lot
all.
of comics aren't into sports.
Oh, I know everything about sports.
There we go.
But when I saw this, I was bummed for Hayward because I
Me
think he's a
too.
solid dude, and I was
Yes.
stoked to have him. But having Kyrie, and we have a great bench, and we have that dude we drafted last year who played in Europe, who now came back. I wrote this video game right here, NBA 2K.
You did?
Yeah, I did this year. I was one of the writers on it. Yeah,
Oh, I like.
Wow.
yeah.
So the man knows.
Guys,
his
no
sport.
big deal.
Really?
I know
Are you,
everything about
are you
basketball.
being serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Damn, son.
Yeah. I used to also be the Fox robot for NFL.
Really?
I used to tweet as the Fox robot and would blog for the NFL for
That's
Fox.
hilarious.
Oh, you know your shit.
I know everything.
I
I'm
love
a
it, man.
sports head. It's my like when we were kids, there was no ESPN. I mean, there was, but we didn't have it. I would just get up, get Boston Globe, and I read box scores. I'm still a box score junkie. I'll tell you. I mean, I can
like
tell you
box
any
scores
player
myself.
in the NFL. Right?
Yeah.
I can tell you any stat right now.
Do the Patriots are your team?
Oh shit.
Dude, you grew up in Massachusetts.
How
Your
could they not
teams
be?
are the Celts, the Pats, the Bees, and the C's. You know? The Sox.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was a bummer. I just feel bad for
Super
him.
bummer.
I think we're going to be okay.
You guys
I just
be
feel
fine.
bad. We also lost Jay Crowder in the deal for Irving, and Jay Crowder would have been perfect, and he was awesome last year, and he's got a low cap, and he makes doesn't make a ton of money, which would have been awesome, but whatever.
I'm glad, it's bad because if he had known you were this much of a sports head, you guys
I
would
would
this
talk
would have been-
sports way
This
more.
would have been a
Oh,
sports.
I can-
I have to censor myself like I'm Harvey Weinstein.
Who are your teams?
My teams, in what sport? I'm from Denver, son. So the Broncos, love the Broncos.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Sure. Not the biggest Nuggets fan. They're all right. I like more players
I like
than
the old
anything.
school unis, though.
Me too, with the rainbow
What's
on
up,
it.
dude. World
yeah.
Be Free. Didn't he play over there?
Yeah, they have to change it up though. Then baseball, I'm not the big. Again, I like more players than teams.
Yeah.
Rockies. Sorry.
So who's your player?
It just, I mean, I like a bunch. I like obviously Aaron Judge, killing it right now.
Yeah, he's
killing
all
it
right.
right now. He's all right. Well, you're Boston guys, so you're not gonna like him.
Yankees trash.
How about I bet the World Series is gonna be Dodgers Yankees.
I mean, if the Yankees make it to the World Series with that, I'm shocked that they've gone as far as they have. Astros, man, that lineup top to bottom is gorgeous.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, and they built up out of nothing, man. They sucked for so long.
But
Either way,
how good
playoffs
will it
have
be
been
for
really fun.
ratings if it's LA versus New York?
Yeah, it'll be
that's what
crazy.
MLB's like. Come on,
Of course
come
they are.
on.
Of course, yeah.
But to this, I saw this. You're bringing up
Skip Bayless's tweet after Hayward.
How about Skip Bayless? Like
Yeah.
he's just the biggest. He's just a tool. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just a fucking tool. He's on the Fox Sports shows, and so look, Hayward gets hurt. No one wants to see a guy get, especially like that. It's not like a like a rolled ankle or anything. Your fucking leg is backwards. It's not good. He just signed. It sucks. He puts if Gordon Hayward is gone, maybe for the season, LeBron's path to losing 6 finals gets even easier. He's just a
What
he's
is
just
what
a
does that?
troll.
What does that mean?
He basically
He's a LeBron hater.
Yeah, he's ripping on LeBron at the expense of Gordon Hayward getting hurt. But here's the biggest problem.
Now everyone just roasted him though. Like even NBA players, other professional athletes were like, "You're a piece of shit."
You're a clown for that tweet after a man gets hurt with a potential career-ending injury bigger than basketball, DeMar DeRozan. Let me just say this,
Rudy
dude.
Gay.
Here's the bigger problem. The bigger problem is ESPN keeps giving an outlet to guys like Skip Bayless
Not
and
ESPN.
Le'Veon.
Fox Sports did.
Skip Bayless used to be on
True,
First
First
Take
Take,
or
yeah.
whatever, that stupid show where he'd always his stupid against Stephen A. Smith,
Yeah.
who why do we want to hear your perspective of anything but basketball, dude? Anything, you know what I mean? That's
Him
what they
doing
do.
boxing
We keep
stuff,
giving, and then who's LeVar Ball? You know that dad?
Yeah, LeVar
They
Ball.
give him more shine, and it's like, stop it.
It's strange.
Just stop giving the shine.
It's
But they
strange.
want the ratings. It's the same shit with the Harvey Weinstein.
This is
It's
the
like
problem, though.
whatever is going to make the ultimate dollar, they don't give a fuck about.
I
dude.
agree, but Skip Bayless, they're not getting ratings. Go what I don't know what their show is called now on Fox
With
Sports.
Shannon
Their
Sharp?
ratings are.
Yeah, well, that's because Fox Sports
Awful.
doesn't get any ratings.
I
Fox
know, but-
Sports 1. Do you even know where it is on your box?
I have no idea. But
Exactly.
he's not getting ratings either, so he turns this troll. You know how crazy this? Skip Bayless is so insecure. He had multiple fake accounts that he would log onto himself and defend haters against him. Damn. And then he fucked up one time and logged on accidentally his real
That's
account
embarrassing
and defend
as
himself.
shit.
And then people were like, oh, you have fake accounts.
That's embarrassing.
And he had to apologize
Idiot,
for
dude.
it.
He's a loser.
Oof.
Yeah,
He's a loser.
it's weird. What else you got, Chin?
All right. Let's wait for this thing to load. All right, so the Redford Township Police Department in Michigan, they put out this thing on their Facebook about a guy that's wanted for a bunch of misdemeanor warrants.
He needs some chapstick, for God's sake.
He looks pretty dirty. Yeah.
We carry on.
So they did that on their Facebook page, and he actually replied to it. His name is Champagne Torino. And he says, yeah, I'm not worried about it. If your next post gets 1,000 shares, I'll turn myself in along with a dozen donuts. And that's a promise. And I'll pick up every piece of litter all around your public schools. Let's see if you can get those shares.
He's just trying to increase his followers.
There you go.
He has a warrant for his arrest. And then
Got his.
the Township Police Department got a bunch of shares, like 4,000 shares. So he literally turned himself in
With donuts.
with donuts.
Wow. What did he do, though, exactly?
A bunch of misdemeanor warrants. Just probably a bunch of stuff that he didn't pay off tickets or something.
Pissing
Who
on,
knows?
He's just-
pissing on walls.
He was just
Yeah.
trying to get
Probably
followers.
a wall pisser.
Those are some legit glazed donuts.
Store bought though. You know, you didn't go to a bakery for that.
You're
Nah,
right.
he didn't.
You're right
You ever
about
had
that.
sidecar donuts in Santa Monica?
No.
I've never actually had them.
What? They're donut holes?
Where are they simple though? I don't want thing that got Captain Crunch on it. And shit.
Nah, I don't fucks with that either. No, they got a nice glazed twist. They got a cinnamon sugar one.
Talking a cake donut?
Yes.
Okay.
Cake. They have cake. They have cake, and they have the other. They have the rise, the puffy, and then they
I
have the
like
cake.
it.
I prefer cake.
I love a cake donut, man.
You'd like their donut holes, man.
Yeah. Well, let me just say, what do you? I mean, I think this is fun. To be honest with you,
Me too. I think
Mix
it's
it up,
hilarious.
dude. He's like, hey, why don't we make this fun? Like,
Yeah, I'll
just
come
make
in.
something- I'll bring donuts.
You're going to get caught, so why not turn it into a
Yeah, he's like, I'm also not trying to fucking run from it. Listen, you get up 4,000 shares on Facebook, I'll come with donuts.
And they
Fuck it.
tagged him. I love that they tagged him in the post.
They tagged him.
You got a hashtag going on that or what?
It's hilarious.
Hashtag 12D.
Well, did you ever see?
12,000.
Did you ever see the guy who got? He went to prison, or I'm sorry, jail for something in his mugshot, and he's just this. He's a convict. He's just this dime piece
Oh,
of
yeah,
human
yeah,
being.
yeah. He's a stud.
Blue, piercing blue eyes. Light skinned African American dude, like gorgeous.
Yeah.
And the mugshot comes out, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?" It blows up like
Got a modeling
50,000
career.
retweet. He gets out of prison, and he's a straight up model now.
Yeah.
Like
Got a
gorgeous
Amazing.
model.
big contract
Yeah.
and shit.
Like Dior signed
Did
him
he
or some
get
shit.
back into trouble? Or
No, he's a straight up model.
Oh, good.
Yeah, his girlfriend. He has like a famous girl now.
Awesome.
So right
Bad
from the
boy. He's a
bottom,
bad
now
boy.
we here. Fuck, man, how
Hey,
crazy is that?
however, to get out there again,
Whatever it takes.
no one cares. No one cares.
No.
They only care about the almighty dollar.
Well, yeah,
bad
it was like I was watching something the other day, and they had Ray Lewis talking about the state of the NFL. I'm like, does everyone just forget Ray Lewis killed a guy?
No one cares.
He fucking killed a guy. And now we're asking this guy for advice on how to handle
Allegedly
the capital.
killed a guy.
Do you know Michael Vick is has a show now on Fox?
On he's part of the Fox Game Day crew.
Listen to me. I'm a believer in second chances, and I was like, how much they hung that man.
Yeah. But he
left
did it
him-
right, didn't he? He went to jail.
He
right?
did. He served his time, and that's the
came back out, did a
totally
bunch of stuff for dogs, played, practiced, changed.
sure did.
So there is redemption.
Trust
man.
me, I always liked Michael Vick.
Yep.
I'm saying
I'm not a fan.
The NFL just was like, you know what? We're gonna nobody wants him. We'll throw him out. And now that he comes back, the sports world will be like, oh, okay, you know. I mean, I just think
Yeah,
that like
it's an-
whatever's
I find it
working,
weird too because
whatever's
they're
working.
like, this Sunday, Fox is back, and it shows Colin Coward, it shows whoever, and then Jim Brown, and then it shows
Michael Vick.
Michael Vick at the top. And it's just like a.
I had to double check.
It's
I was
like a me too.
They're
It's
giving
like
him
a
a
heavy
chance.
feeling. You're just like, what?
I think America forgave him. It's really interesting.
I think it. We have to.
Well, you weren't a fan of his play, or
I was a fan of his play. I don't forgive him. I don't forgive him. I
I mean,
think-
can you give anything to like the upbringing where he grew up?
well,
and
in
what,
Virginia, that dog fighting is the thing.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I mean, like, some of these guys can come from a certain place. You know what I mean?
It's huge down there. It's like you grew up with it.
doesn't mean it's right when you become a
I
grown
agree.
man and you have $50 million in the bank and you're killing innocent dogs.
Well, I guess he had a
Yeah.
I have pit bulls. I mean, I've always had them. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's not,
Yeah.
you know.
We know it's not the right thing to do. I don't
Right.
give a fuck where
course.
you were raised.
Correct.
That's a horrible excuse. You also have how much money? 50 million. And
Well,
why
you know,
why do you need a
dog
legal
racing-
why do you need a legal dog fighting ring?
But
I'm
you know-
sorry.
you know,
What?
if-
That's where you come from. I don't give a fuck. So there's famous rappers, basketball players, NFL players that come from gangs. They're not still involved in gang violence.
Some are.
Not really.
Remember back when like they were doing gang signs on the sidelines back, what was that, like 12 years ago?
I mean, a long
But I mean,
time
look,
ago.
look.
But they're
dog-
still not. They're
horse
not
racing-
rolling with the
horse racing
Crenshaw
and dog
Crips.
racing. Horse racing, the ugly side of dog racing and horse racing.
Yeah.
After about 3 years, a lot of those dogs, most of those dogs are put down.
Yeah.
Most, and that's what people don't realize. They got a 2-year, 3-year lifespan.
Yeah.
And race horses, it's not a pretty ending for them either.
Yeah.
Because by the time I think they're 3, 4, some of them get sent off to places, but a lot of them don't. So,
Yeah.
And,
It's a little
I'm not
different than
saying-
dog fighting.
I think
though.
dog
Do you know
fighting
that?
is
Have you heard the
fighting.
dogs
Oh, I
fighting
know,
story?
I know. They would
It's a little different than
electrocute them,
horse
drown them.
racing.
I know.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm not. Look, man,
There's dark
I
sides
love
to
dogs,
any
man. I
sport.
love
I'm not
dogs.
defending the man
I love
for any
dogs.
of it.
What I'm saying is that it's interesting to me. It is surprising that America has a love affair with dogs. Something about the way he handled it, people forgave him,
Yeah.
and
Have they though? Like, what do you mean forgave them? Like he didn't.
most people have.
Well, I mean,
I would say the
Fox did.
marketplace has. I'd say the marketplace has.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And football.
He's not
did.
selling jerseys or anything.
Played though. He played for a long time.
They'll let. I mean, like I said, Ray Lewis killed a guy. Plixo Burst shot himself. If Aaron Hernandez got off, they would let him play. It's about winning games. That doesn't mean
Yeah, of
America
course.
forgave him.
Money.
Hardy for the Dallas Cowboys had. I mean, he did time in prison for domestic violence. He came out again, did domestic violence. You know, they signed him.
Oh, yeah. And now he's doing MMA, right?
Yeah, has his first fight like soon.
Yeah. Interesting.
Good luck fighting that monster. What else you got, Jen?
All right, got one more.
Champagne Torino. That's hilarious name.
This is the first time a chimp has been observed eating another chimp by
That's not
scientists.
true.
This is what it says. The first time it's been
I
observed.
mean, I could YouTube a chimp eat another chimp.
Yeah, they eat monkeys, but actually, I know.
Oh, you're saying eating its own kind?
It's cannibal.
I read Jane Goodall's book. The chimps.
Yeah,
will-
but did James have video of it?
No.
Doesn't
That's probably
matter.
it. Yeah, it's the
He's
first time
saying on
observed.
video.
Oh, okay.
but we don't have the video.
Because
though.
chimps will, because
God.
Yeah.
in the wild, chimpanzees will get mad at another chimp
Rip their
and
face
take
off.
their baby and eat their baby in front of the mom. And this is in the same troop.
And what's this? What's going on with
or
this
kill
story,
their
Chin?
baby anyway.
There was a pregnant chimp. It just gave birth. Seconds later, this chimp named Darwin ran up to it, grabbed it,
Yeah,
took it to a tree, and just ate it.
Fuck's sake.
100%. That happens.
This
that
the
happens
first.
all
This
the
the
time.
first video
First
that
time-
they've. No one's captured video of it.
Well, there's video of a pregnant female, and the chimps are crowding around her because they want to eat her fucking baby. Then there's another video I've seen of the pregnant a female with her baby, and the other women are like, "That thing looks delicious," and they start chasing her up the tree.
That's
She's
horrible.
freaking out. Chimps are no joke.
This was in Newsweek. It said it was the very first ever observed cannibalism.
Weird, man. That's some dark shit in the monkey world.
Yeah.
Just shows you everyone has their problems. Am I right?
Well, you know what, Brennan?
Monkey or
You're
human.
right. Sometimes
Everyone has
they're not
problems.
monkeys; they're apes, so they're even closer to us.
Boom.
You know what I'm saying, guys?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
Sometimes.
What else you got, Jen?
That's it.
Boom.
Got myself a dropping. We do a little dropping knowledge here
Oh, yeah.
on the show.
on them.
I'm gonna drop a very fancy name. I want you to think about what it is. Do you guys know about the Cynoramdidus elegans? Brendan, do you know about Cynoramdidus elegans?
I don't,
It's a worm. Do you know why I'm bringing up a worm?
because it's a good way to lose weight.
'Cause fucking
Have you ever heard of that?
scientists-
Before you go on,
Yeah.
before you drop this fucking knowledge,
Yeah.
have you heard of models swallowing tapeworms to lose weight?
Yes.
Carry on.
I think it's a myth, though.
It's definitely not. Watch the whole documentary.
Oh.
Carry on.
Well, the this worm, the Cynoramdidus
You don't have
elegans,
to write it down.
yeah, is a worm, and scientists have succeeded in extending its life by 2 times. So usually they die, and scientists have figured out a way to keep it alive twice as long, because they're starting to figure out how cells degenerate. And there's something called the Gilgamesh Project. Do you know the story about Gilgamesh, everybody? The oldest epic. Gilgamesh sits by his best friend Ginkadu's body. He's dead. He sees a worm coming out of his nostril. He freaks out and he goes, "I'm going to defeat death." And he goes and tries to find the elixir, to try to stop from being, from dying. At the end, the gods say it can't happen. Okay, you have to accept your limitations. Can I please break for you the difference between now, today, and the scientific revolution as it came before us? History, philosophy, and science was all about how to come to terms with death. We are now in an age where we are literally trying to defeat death so that people will be, what's the word? Not immortal, but amortal, which means we can stay alive as long as you really need to stay alive. And that is a reality as we learn not only how to cure diseases, but also how to stop the degeneration of the cell. And there's something called the Gilgamesh Project where they are fucking really working on that. And with this worm and with tissue generation, and they're coming up with a bionic...
You can blood dope.
A bionic...
You can blood dope with young people.
Well, they're coming up with a bionic immune system so that you'll have thousands of nanobots that go through your body and keep arteries unclogged, kill cancer cells.
We'll all be dead by this shit comes out.
Actually, they believe by 2050, according to serious scholars and scientists who study this, 2050.
You think you'll be around 2050?
That's 35 years from now, motherfucker. That's 33 years from now.
83? You run at the...
I'm super healthy.
You're burning the candle at both ends.
Excuse me, sir.
You think you're going to live to 83?
Yeah. How dare you?
83 is a
The
cakewalk.
point is...
Yeah, it is.
The point is, I ain't fucking dying, everybody.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
It's not going to be cheap.
So I better start learning an instrument.
Those bots aren't going to be cheap.
No, they're not going to be cheap. That's why we got to keep this podcast going, bro.
Hey, I do want to say it's a band, the Gilgamesh Project, and I saw them at the Viper Room recently, and they were fucking awesome.
Sounds like a nice band.
Doesn't it sound like a dope
The
band? Hey, what's up with the
Project?
Gilgamesh Project?
Yeah.
We're Gilgamesh.
We're going to
Thanks
stay
coming
in
out.
life forever. Yeah. I don't know if I want to live that long. Holy shit.
No, 100
Because then you
and
got
I'm
to keep
done.
making a fucking living.
I'd like to live to 200.
Would you?
Yeah.
No
Nah, 2
way.
hundos,
You're going to hate
serious.
the
Depends how
world.
my back feels.
Yeah, it depends on how you look, how your skin looks, how your
Well,
dick,
if they're figuring all
how
that
your
shit out with
dick
the...
works.
Well, dude.
But you got to keep
If
making
they're figuring
money.
all that out.
Yeah.
Jay, we
gotta be
appreciate
fun.
coming on, man.
Jay Larson.
Hey, you guys.
You're
I appreciate
special. You
having
said
me on.
this Friday?
This Friday.
Where can they get it?
JayLarsonComedy.com.
And you're blast it. What's your Instagram? All that so they can find it?
JayLarsonComedy.com, all of it.
We're gonna blast out on our end, my man.
Yep,
Wish
we
you the
are.
best with your
Jay Larson.
special.
You come
Yeah.
see me in Calgary this goddamn weekend.
Yucky
everybody.
yuckies.
Yucks.
I call it
Yuck
yucky
yucks.
yuckies.
Yucky yuckies?
Yes.
All right.
Go see Cal in Calgary. I've a bunch of dates announced, but we just added Buffalo in December.
You're going to Buffalo.
Take my ass to Buffalo.
You're doing it, brother?
I'm going to Buffalo.
Oh, shit.
I found a direct flight.
One night or how many nights?
I'm doing a weekend.
You're doing a whole weekend in
Doing
Buffalo?
a weekend in Buffalo.
Wow.
I'm doing a weekend in Buffalo, weekend in Nashville.
Wow.
I know. No Sundays.
I'm not
though.
mad at Nashville.
I love Nashville.
Buffalo
could be
in when? December?
December.
Cool. You'll have fun.
Might die, huh?
It'll be fine. Helium's a great club. They run a great operation there.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, you'll have fun.
Tickets on sale now. tfatk.com for Brian and myself. Go get Jay Larson's new special this Friday. We love you guys.
Wow.
This is the Fun Kid. We're out.
Thanks, boys. Appreciate it.